Hello, everybody. Looks like we're starting on time this time. Welcome to the first ever Saturnalia stream. Saturnalia 2020, December 17th, the Roman Solstice Festival. Basically, think of this like a not racist version of Millennial, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically
Maybe non-racist.
a non-racist Millennial. So, yeah. But anyway, how's everyone doing this evening?
I'll go first. I'm doing just okay, brother. How's everybody else?
I'm just glad it's Christmas.
I have been not counting the days. It's been a mess. We're moving and things are going nuts. And frankly, this is, I don't know if this comment is shared by others, but it feels like this is like, for lack of a better word, the least Christmassiest Christmas season. I don't know. The music is there still in all the department stores, but
I mean, I kind of agree, but that's mostly because I haven't bothered putting up the lights and everything yet, or the tree.
Yeah.
And when you have the decorations up, it is a lot different.
I think it's because all of these kind of holidays are basically communal holidays, and since the situation is what it is, no one can actually do the things that would ordinarily be involved in these kind of celebrations. So it's kind of like you've got it there on the calendar and you've perhaps like got your stuff decorated and all of that, but like no one's going anywhere, no one's doing anything, so it's all like in the virtual. So it's a very strange holiday season.
And I can't believe that it's already the 17th, honestly.
Yeah, it's literally a week. It's literally a week until Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, time's been moving very quickly this year. I don't know.
Yeah, no, everyone tells me it's been moving slow, but it's been moving quickly for me.
Because people probably don't realize it's December yet.
Excuse me. So yeah, least Christmassy Christmas ever. So how's Christmas? How do you think this is going to? I mean, I know we're pretty much already seeing it, but the first topic is basically just COVID. It's kind of like a rehash of it. Just getting to the end. You're getting to the end of the year. A very COVID Christmas. What does everyone think?
Worst special ever.
A very COVID Christmas.
But I'm pretty sure.
Merry Christmas, coronavirus.
On tomatoes, on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics loved it. The people who watched it, they hated it.
The critics. Have you noticed? Okay. Let's take a step back and talk about that phenomenon. Have you noticed that seems like it happens for every like movie that the media dislikes, but then like do you know what I mean? It seems like everything. You have things that are the critics love, but the audience hates, and things that the audience loves, but the critics hate. Like for instance, that Batwoman show. Everyone fucking hates the Batwoman show, yet somehow it has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, there was a movie that came out recently. What was it? I'm talking about it on. I was writing about it a minute ago. Hillbilly Elegy got like something like 85% from people and 20% from reviewers, and the people were like, "This is a great story about somebody overcoming difficulties in their neighborhoods," and the critics were all like, "This is just the president's last attempt at getting Hollywood to agree with his plans before leaving office."
That was a book, though.
Yeah, it was a book.
I read the book. It was a good book.
But you're a critic. Like, shouldn't you know anything about the movie? Like,
another good example. I'm gonna drop a hard R. Gamers in the audience might get it. Is The Last of Us 2. How it's like it seemed to be okay, but like not like the best game. But it receives 25% of all awards games could win at the Game Awards this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've also got Cyberpunk 2077, which was like, how can I explain just how apparently broken the game was on release on like every low-end system? They didn't do adequate testing. They rushed it out. They essentially did what's known as basically crunch time, which is everyone rushing at the end and putting in like over the amount of hours you would normally put in a day on development, which of course produced an absolute disaster. And then this is the part which is undersung. Probably the most cyberpunk thing about the game. The launcher has a fundamental vulnerability that allows you to essentially hijack the person's system, which I thought was pretty amazing. Hell yes. Literally, if you can get something onto the person's system that will modify the JSON file in the folder that the launcher calls on, then it means that you can run literally anything, and you'll be running it under their signed under their signature.
That's pretty wholesome, Keanu Reeves, if I do say so myself. Breathtaking, wholesome. Yeah.
Wholesome
Yeah,
Keanu
it's
Reeves.
absolutely amazing.
That's great because I'm
so
not a programmer, but I can modify a JSON file.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw someone pull a fun demo of that where they basically just convinced the launcher to run calculator, right? When you press the button. So I mean, hypothetically, if you can do that, you can get it to pretty much do anything. Because obviously, when you run a launcher, the first thing that comes up is the user prompt, right? Where you basically consent to allowing the launcher to quote unquote modify your system, right? So once you've given it those permissions, like what can it not do? I mean, you've given it admin permission effectively.
I really don't know what people expected with the game. This is like I've been saying for a while, how at least with my brother, because we both follow it, how I kind of expected the game to be very buggy on release.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't even imagine which person sat down, and maybe they just overlooked that at the end, because it's one of those things you can imagine someone doing that during development and then forgetting to actually obfuscate it at the end. But having it there in plain text in a JSON that it just executes whatever is in there, that is incredible.
And I mean, like, the game looks like it's buggy as shit. It looks okay, but like if you were to read reddit.com, reddit.com/gaming, this was like the fucking second coming. People were expecting this game to like suck their dick,
and revolutionize the way that you interact with the open world.
Exactly, yeah.
That was more or less what it was going to be, what they advertised it as. I mean,
is that
I guess it revolutionized it.
Or did they advertise it as like Cyberpunk Skyrim? That's what we're getting, and that's not a bad thing.
I saw like there's some object interaction stuff that is so buggy that like we've seen footage of like someone just driving a car down the road and they've turned the corner and like their tire has clipped the curb ever so slightly and it's resulted in an over-exaggerated like flipping of the car up into the air onto a bridge and stuff like this.
Oh, I'm playing it right now. Like
exactly.
I've got
how
a gun
do you
that's
beta that stuff and not find those bugs, right?
I don't know. That would be a hard bug to find.
Mr. Politicrat, are you intending on sharing your screen right now, or is that not on purpose?
What?
Are you intending on sharing your screen?
Was I share my screen?
You are currently sharing your screen.
You're doing that.
It doesn't make any sense. I have no idea.
Okay, just let me. You were going through Facebook private messages.
Michigan.
That was a mistake.
There you go.
That was embarrassing.
You just dox like 12 people.
That was very embarrassing. Yeah.
That was bad, and you should feel bad.
I do feel bad.
On the subject of the stuff going on with Cyberpunk, though, like I got a special weapon from completing a side quest that I was super excited to use. Used it a little bit, and then as I was getting out of a car, hit the quick save button, and now from that point forward, that line of saves, that fork, was forked. I couldn't get in and out of cars. I couldn't fire after ADSing with just one weapon, just that special revolver that I had. There's some serious bugs, but there have been games that have started really rough that had a lot of I'm not going to talk too much crap.
Yeah, I mean, there are numerous examples of games, especially in this like current or like I guess last generation, that started absolutely shit but ended up in a fine state. It's just kind of how like games launch. If they had just said it's launching in early access, no one would have any problems right now.
Oh yeah, true.
Like all you have to say is early access, and it basically excuses all of this shit. But they had to have a final release with the special editions and the fucking physical copies, all the shit like that, because you don't really go like do all this early access shit on consoles.
So I got a question. So instead of saying you can pre-order this for release on December 10th, should we call the December 10th date the date that it fell flat on its face, and then have that trend just continue for new games? So they're not release dates anymore. They're the dates the game falls on its face.
Well, okay. Well, I think there was probably more pressure on them. I know this isn't the stream topic. We'll keep talking about Cyberpunk. On the outset, there was a lot more pressure because all of like the headliner new next-gen titles got pushed back. The new Halo game is not coming out. Fucking what's fucking PlayStation launching with Bug Snacks, Spider-Man DLC. This is like the real first next-gen game, and so both the console manufacturers, I would bet, are putting a lot of pressure on CD Projekt Red to actually fucking finish this thing.
I don't know.
I mean, it brings to mind. It brings to mind something Shigeru Miyamoto said a long time ago, which is basically a delayed game is delayed for a while, but a bad game is bad forever.
That was true when he said it. I don't think that's true anymore.
It's not true now because now they can just patch their way out of the problem, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I wonder if people are leaning on the idea that we can just patch our way out of it.
True.
To basically make you re-download 70 gigabytes worth of stuff constantly.
I mean, but if No Man's Sky can make a comeback, I think anything can make a comeback.
Did it make a comeback?
Oh yeah, hard, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing great now. It's a completely different game, and it's actually quite fun.
Okay, how so? I never bothered playing the original one in the first place.
I just feel like a 70-year-old man whenever anyone talks about video games because I literally have no idea what's happening.
They fixed a lot of stuff, essentially making it not only were there quality of life stuff, but they actually gave a little bit more direction, a little bit more of a point, and helped solidify the fact that the game is not going to hold your hand instead of just going, hey, space opera. Oh, just kidding. No directions. Like also, they added in an Atlas program that's like a guide, but only a little bit, stuff like that.
Also, adding in multiplayer was obviously everybody's first request, which we
can't talk about that. We can't.
Yeah, that's
so. What was the original purpose of this stream?
Oh no, it's just our holiday stream. We were actually going to talk. Our first topic was we pretty much already went over it, the whole COVID thing.
Yeah,
but
it was kind of related to COVID in the sense that the reason why people are rushing in that industry is precisely because of the current health situation.
That's true.
Do you think? When do you think we're going to get a vaccine? What'd you say?
Aren't they like fucking rolling it out in the States, right?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
They're already administering some vaccines. Some people have actually already been vaccinated.
Yeah, I think they're starting to roll it out now.
I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on who you're talking about. Like, I kind of feel like normal people are not going to see that vaccine until April.
Well, for sure. I mean, yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's
kind
of seems like a no-brainer for
Well, if you go by the CDC's guideline, it's going to be healthcare workers and then high-risk people, and then they're planning to have regular people by March.
Well, I'm
You're probably going to start with all the Wall Street people first.
So I'm no disease expert, obviously, but my only concern would be that it's gonna be like the flu, where it's mutating faster every year, and we're gonna I don't know, it's gonna mutate faster than we can get out vaccines. I don't know how effective it's gonna be, but if they can get one vaccine to help people in the short term, you get some shit back on track, because the United States economy is holding on together with duct tape and hope at this point,
Duct tape and hope. Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm going to be hard on this one, but basically they should have thought about this ahead of time, particularly this mutation business, right? Because obviously the more people the virus goes through, the more potential opportunities it has to undergo strange and new mutations, such as, for example, the United Kingdom, where a large number of people in the south of the country have refused to actually obey the rules, quote unquote, the rules that are completely unenforceable because of no state capacity to enforce them. But nevertheless, rules exist and people violate those rules, and now they have a new mutation inside the United Kingdom, right? So this is one of those things where if everyone had just stayed still, then it would have been much easier to solve the problem than it's going to be going forward, because people keep making it mutate.
Yeah.
You can't just stop.
I don't know.
Either way, so more on topic as it relates to Christmas in general. And Ray, you're going to appreciate this because you grew up in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone remember this?
Wait. I need to tab in.
Oh man,
Yes, I
So
remember that.
our topic right now: the war on Christmas. Is it a thing or is it not a thing?
It's probably not a thing. In fact, I mean, there is so little war on Christmas that cultures that don't even have a concept of being rooted in Christian thought and don't even know what the holiday is actually about are still putting up Christmas trees and having a Christmas season for a thing they don't believe in.
Japan.
That's true. I love.
Japan.
I was gonna say I love Japan.
Japan.
No, what's funny about Japan? They're majority Shinto or agnostic. But they are very, very culturally Christian. They get married at
No,
I wouldn't say no.
that's
I
wrong.
wouldn't say culturally Christian, but I would say that basically you're going to see in Japan people who believe that on Christmas Day it's traditional for you to eat KFC for some reason, and that
No. What I was
Christmas
saying is
trees
like,
are-
no. How is it like? But don't like. Isn't 79% of Japanese marriages they get married in a church?
Yeah, but that's not.
I'm not sure about that.
So I think that it is high, but they're also not like religious ceremonies, from what I
Oh
understand.
no. That's why I said culturally.
But it's not. They're not doing it because like there's a cultural like, I don't know, like there's no.
In
Like,
the case where someone chooses to get
it's
married in the
stylish.
church, they're just
It's
doing
a
it because it's
thing.
stylish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's not
Western.
like it is not them like expressing. Oh, that I love Western culture. I love. I mean, like they like Western culture, but it's an aesthetic thing, I guess. You know, it's not.
Well,
like,
yeah, no. I mean, that's pretty much what like
I mean,
what I mean.
I thought you were some type of trad-pilled traditionalist. I thought like. You know,
No, okay, no. When I say I'm a traditionalist, I don't mean it in the same way that like reactionaries say they're a traditionalist. I mean capital T traditionalism. If anybody knows what that is.
You mean like a perennial thing?
Perennial. Like I'm a perennialist.
Oh, you mean the idea that there is actually one tradition that like existed a very, very long time ago, and that everything else is a sort of a derivation of that one tradition that has branched out because human migration spread across the world.
Yeah, in that
Okay.
that's what I mean when I say I'm a traditionalist. I mean with a capital T. So
Okay.
I was going to say on the one, you could make the argument that that since it's been so heavily commercialized, you could say the traditional form of Christmas has been killed off in sort of the commercialization war on Christmas.
well, wasn't that basically the whole point of like Charlie Brown Christmas special?
Yeah, it was like.
Well, now,
you
Mr.
could argue
Politcraft, I feel like I may be walking into the trap you've set up for us with this whole Saturnalia stream, but if we traditionalize Christmas far back enough, won't we just end up back into some type of Roman celebration?
Yeah, we'll get back to the Saturnalia.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, but
Perennialism.
See, that's why I was like, this had to be perennialism, because I realized, okay, we have a picture that says war on Christmas. We have Politicrat asking us about whether everyone is somehow actually in tune with Christmas, though they do not know it. And then the stream is called Saturnalia stream. So I was just like, something interesting is happening here. So I think I got it right.
out of all the traditionalists, though, there was one who was very, very cucked. That was probably Julius Evola. He was pretty cucked. Like he wasn't. He didn't even understand. Basically, what he did is he took the concepts and he like tried to he politicized them and he turned it into like an excuse to like advocate for fascist bullshit.
Well, the thing about him that was truly bizarre as well was that when people came and confronted him later and was like, "Could this possibly be fascism?" He was like, "No, because
I'm a super
because
fascist.
they believe in populism, whereas I don't even do that." And it's just like, wow, so you're actually to the right of whatever they're doing.
No. The funniest thing was when he was on trial for like being a fascist collaborator. They're like, "So you're a fascist?" He's like, "No, I'm not a fascist. I'm a super fascist."
Amazing.
That's actually what he said.
In for a pounding, boys.
not fascist. We gotta let them go.
No, but as for the war on Christmas, like, okay, so I have always said, like, even at like work and everything, I've always told people Merry Christmas. I never say Happy Holidays. Nobody's ever gotten offended. I've never offended a single person by saying Merry Christmas.
Yeah, also I live in like fucking California, you know, Blue Cuckville or whatever you're.
Yeah, no, I'm certain. You say Merry Christmas.
No, no one cares. Everybody likes Christmas. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I think they largely made up this whole aggro about Christmas.
Like even fucking Dennis Prager, who's like what an Orthodox Jew or whatever. He said in one of his stupid ass Prager fire talks or whatever, tableside cat, like his fireside talks.
I know what you mean. Though.
No. He said, I say Merry Christmas to people because that is the holiday of our culture. This is Dennis Prager. Like that is how much of a war on Christmas there isn't.
What's the tuition cost at Prager University?
I'm gonna look that up. What is the Prager
soul?
Oh yeah, what's the tuition at Prager University?
Prager tuition cost.
Brain cells and a margarita.
Okay, there's gonna be a Reddit. Reddit's gonna be the first thing that pops up probably. No, Wikipedia. Okay, PragerU CCU scholarship details and eligibility requirements on the actual PragerU website.
I thought
Okay,
it was just a YouTube
so NewsGuard.
That's the joke.
So NewsGuard does not like that website. Gathers and presents information responsibly. It does not correct or clarify errors. It doesn't disclose ownership and financing. Probably Koch brothers. You know, actually, I don't even know if the Koch brothers would fund PragerU.
Probably. I don't know.
Because I know they're not like conservative personally. They just economically benefit from it. And then also they do not reveal who's in charge or possible conflicts of interest. So yeah, that's PragerU for you.
Amazing.
But yeah, okay. But so what was your experience, Ray, back in the 90s with the whole war on Christmas?
Oh, the whole war on Christmas thing.
Yeah.
So basically what it was kind of like these meme-worthy conservatives kind of running up to you and being like,
basically. Yeah.
And being like, "Merry Christmas, are you offended?" And then us being like literally dressed as like a Christmas reindeer or something, being like, "No, probably not," given that we're participating in this whole theatrical play with you. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, even this whole thing of like liberals waging a war on Christmas, for example. I mean, usually it was seen back then that like liberalism was like a bastion inside of like Hollywood, which was projecting its cultural viewpoint out onto the entire planet, which everyone was then, of course, uncritically consuming, supposedly according to them. I mean, what was Hollywood doing during that time period other than literally assailing every culture in the world with constant imagery of like Christmas trees and people singing carols and how the most American thing you can do because America is cool and is made out of Coca-Cola that you can possibly do is to like be engaged with Christmas and to celebrate it, right? So I didn't see any war on Christmas. I kind of saw like more just like Christmas literally everywhere to a point that was almost an absurdity. In fact, the extent to which the war on Christmas did not exist was so much that even in the People's Republic of China, a country which is supposedly skeptical of Western holidays, could not bring itself to actually ban Christmas because of the fact that they understood that there would be a revolt from below if they did that.
And it was profitable.
I mean, the literal lack of a war on Christmas is so great that even the one country that you think would have a war on Christmas still has not managed to actually come up with one.
Yeah, I mean, what about the Middle East, though? I mean, like Saudi Arabia, do you think they have a war on Christmas?
I mean, I suppose you could say Saudi Arabia has a war on Christmas.
But then, no, I'm sure. Okay, I'm sure the Crown Prince, who's like super westernized in his personal life, he goes around driving Ferraris and getting fucking wasted at bars.
Yeah, he personally probably does not have a war on Christmas.
He probably celebrates Christmas.
It's just you can't celebrate Christmas if you're a normal person in Saudi.
They have a problem with Christmas. Boko Haram, the Islamic terrorist group in northern Nigeria.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's one
thing. Yeah.
So, like, the only people who seem to have a genuine problem with it then is like Islamic fundamentalists then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even the fucking Chinese communists don't have a problem with
question.
That is how much of a war on Christmas that there isn't.
Or the North Koreans, maybe. But
I mean, North Korea, they probably have Kim Jong-un miss or something.
Yeah.
But why then? Why all the why? So why would for media purposes? I can see that this is around the time that clickbaity type stuff started catching in, and that was driving a lot of traffic, and traffic with money. So I can see that there's a financial implication. But if you have like a senator or somebody sitting on a committee somewhere going, Starbucks' cups are a war on Christmas. Are they trying to get a soundbite? Does that soundbite somehow? Where's the incentivization? The real like Pavlovian, like gritty incentivization that comes from spewing this rhetoric, and really, since we've understood it to be nothing more than just baseless rhetoric at this point.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like,
does it serve a sense of righteous indignation that tends to resonate with the demographic that votes Republican and watches Fox News?
Oh, well, when I was like younger, like middle school, like 8th grade, I really liked atheism videos on YouTube, and this was kind of peak. Like, this was like nearing peak Amazing Atheist. Like Logic. Those kinds.
That's kind of okay. Honestly, like,
well, let me finish.
I don't need atheists or anything, but that's still kind of cringe.
Yeah, it was cringe. Let me finish though. So, anyways, and during that time, especially in December, you would have a lot of kind of fundamentalist people freaking out about, say, how the cups at Starbucks are red instead of having ornaments on them, and how like the people getting like mad about this whole war on Christmas thing tend to be like your evangelical fundamentalist Christian. And I don't know, that's a weird demographic that you don't see a lot of, at least where I'm from. You know, I never had any experience with that because the Christians here are like moderate Protestants, like, and Catholics. You don't have fundamentalists.
Yeah, and what is it, like 60% of Catholics are Democrats. So
That's because of Kennedy.
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Okay, so honestly, out of like all of the Christian denominations, I've noticed mainline Protestants and Catholics are like the most chill.
I don't know.
From my experience.
I've known a few, like the chillest people I know that were, you know, consistent churchgoers. I don't know if this is, I doubt this has any relevancy to any sort of statistic, but the guys I know who were super chill but highly religious were Mormons and Baptists.
Yeah, I know a lot of chill Mormons, but they.
I know a lot of chill Mormons.
But like, is that? But like, they also get that shit like pounded into them, like no pun intended. Like that they have to be like nice all the time. You know, they have to look like that. It's kind of it's a little weird and culty, but they are.
But I mean, at least if it works for them, it works for them.
I don't know.
Be better people.
There's
when it comes
one
to
person
the
in my life that I
Christian
call Uncle, and that guy earned that. And it was in college. He was, you know, an older classmate of mine, but he looked out for us, and he was fun and interesting, legitimately. And the fact that he was Mormon had nothing to do with anything. But then I learned that because he said, "You want to go to church with me?" And he said, "You know, no pressure, dude." And I said, "Yeah, I don't know if I'm a church going type." And he immediately dropped it forever. You know what I mean? Like it didn't make sense because I figured there's like a desire to grow the brand, so to speak. But the guy was chill, and he was a good enough dude. Like he sent like the cultural implications and the mixing of things, like the fact that he was Mormon never really had much of a thing on it. But when I got married, he shipped a bag of rice to my door, and I had to ask, "Why did you send me a bag of rice as a wedding gift? Because I'm so culturally bereft that I didn't understand the implications of it." And he goes, "I'm Filipino." And so I Googled it, and I was like, "Oh, well, thanks, Uncle." You know,
Wait, that was your uncle?
Well, he's not really my uncle. He's my uncle in like the way that Cheech Marin's character in Spy Kids was the Spy Kids uncle.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys will excuse me for just 1 minute, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I will say, with the people in my area, a lot of them are evangelical Christians, but only one day of the week.
Sunday?
Yeah. It's
No,
like
Wednesday.
Christians, but only on Sunday.
Yeah, no, but honestly, the whole war on Christmas thing, I think, is a little. Oh, who's this? Victor, how are you doing today?
Hi. So, can you add me? Oh, wait, you did? Thanks.
Yeah.
So, basically, I think the war on Christmas is just, it's basically a hoax. However, there is some truth to it this year with the sense that the lockdowns are restricting, well, Christmas. But I'd argue that's not a war on Christmas, but just a war on human interaction in general.
Liberty, you would say? To an extent?
Also another thing is the war on Christmas is just a conservative psyop to get views when, let's just say, when they don't have much else to say. I mean, there's actual issues conservatives could be talking about, that such as the debt.
Yeah.
The debt. Endless wars. The sheer amount of absurd regulations, especially in California. But no, they want to type out Christmas. Do you know why? It appeals to the Christian right, even though Christmas, I would argue, is both a secular and religious holiday.
I'd argue, no, okay, honestly, so I'd argue the same thing. So the reason I tell people Merry Christmas, so I don't tell people Happy Easter, like if I'm at work or whatever, because I don't know, but the thing is, everybody technically observes Christmas. The thing is, for some people, Christmas is just another Labor Day.
True. And I mean, the thing is,
federal holiday. Like everybody observes Christmas in the United States.
The thing is, I was raised Hindu, and even we celebrate Christmas. It's not.
Speaking of Hinduism, do you guys believe that? Are we still in the Kali Yuga right now?
I need to look that up. Call it
The dark age.
I'd argue we are in a dark age.
The answer is going to be yes.
The Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see from reflection he's googling it. But yeah,
It's kind of funny that my dad, who's Hindu, and who when he first came to America, he almost instantly broke the beef rule accidentally, and then he was like, you know what, meat isn't that bad. Beef isn't bad. I quite like it actually. You know what? I'm not really gonna fall for you.
Steak's pretty fucking good.
You've got to be
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, do you guys want to share the stream with other people because we're not getting that. We're not getting super great views tonight.
I mean, let's see. We could, unless we made it really unless we talked about some controversial hot buckets an issue.
Like what? The Jews?
No.
That's not really controversial. You know, there's two camps on that. I mean, if you some people say there were no camps, but you know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That was. I get. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Or is that a pun?
It was a pun. Yes, it was a pun. A pun for humorous effect, even.
There were definitely more camps then, too.
Yes, that was the joke.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I'm stealing that one.
Yeah, but
search up the Urban Dictionary definition for the Jews.
Oh God.
It's actually rather accurate, to be honest. You know what it is?
Bruh moment.
No, I could link it in the chat.
Don't do it. It's gonna be horrible.
No, it's not offensive, actually.
Okay.
No, it's not like this Jew joke.
Can I just read what it is?
I'm gonna say anyway.
No, it's the Jews, a generic scapegoat to the "who did" question, and then the example is who ate all the pizza, and that's one answer is the Jews. And I think, yeah, that is kind of accurate. Hell,
This is a great time for me to return.
We're talking. Okay, so what we're gonna do real quick is we're going to. Oh shit! Where is it? Crap! I wanted to go to.
Wait.
Oh shit! Yes, there we go. We're gonna watch a clip from Fox News.
Wait, we're watching Fox News?
We're gonna watch a clip from Fox News. Hold on.
I'm assuming this is going to be super funny.
Yeah, it's from a year ago. So.
Wait, is this? Wait, remember the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one?
From Fox?
Yeah.
I do not.
It was hilarious.
Hold on.
Well, it's hilarious, and do you know who made a video on it?
Okay.
You.
This isn't even the good host.
Okay.
But will you guys be able to just forget about all of it and really enjoy the fact that you really are part of the first family? You are the first family. I mean, you've done wonderful things for this country. We now don't have the political correctness that we used to. I mean, people are actually saying Merry Christmas.
You can say Merry Christmas again.
Yes,
Isn't that so nice, Janine?
I love it. I love Christmas trees. I love Santa over here. I mean, you know, how do you feel that your father has done all of that, Eric?
It's incredible. It is nice to say Merry Christmas again, and it is a beautiful thing to celebrate all the holidays with beautiful little kids like this. I mean, this is what America is all about, and this is what the American dream's all about. And you know, this is why we have an incredible country.
Just yawns at that exact moment.
And with beautiful trees, and eat ice cream and open presents, and love one another, and you know, and see little ones grow. And it's the best of this nation, and I'm proud of him for reinvigorating so much of it.
Wow.
Whoa. So I mean, this is literally just electoral pablum, right?
Donald Trump is the reason we can say Merry Christmas again.
Despite the fact that the Obama celebrate Christmas.
No, bro. Before that, I remember in 2014 there were agnostic death squads in California shooting you in the brain if you ever said Merry Christmas.
And also,
and apparently you couldn't hug children at Christmas either. It was weird.
Of course.
You know, there were no Republican governors or anything that would have.
There were no presents.
anyway. Yeah.
Santa was literally put under sanctions.
How much
Yeah,
do you think that baby cost for Eric Trump to rent for that?
Yeah,
scene?
that's what
how
I was
much? How much? How much do you think it took the model? How much do you think you had to pay the model to rent?
Hey man, that's my wife. Yeah, right.
Yeah, she still makes you pay her to go on TV with him.
That is incredible stuff.
It's
Also,
great. It's like Pence, who has to have permission from Mother, also known as his wife, to meet with the women.
Didn't George Bush Sr. call his wife Mother too?
I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm so repulsed.
What does
by
that mean? It's so
the
weird.
mother,
It's like,
the mother of his children.
Well, see, with the hat.
okay, in front of the children, that's one thing. Like, hey, mom. Like, I don't know. I get what you mean by that's weird, but then if you're just like having dinner with your wife, if you're on a date with your wife and you're like, hey, mother, it's just like weird as fuck.
Yeah, it's
Look,
weird.
you never got into a situation when
Hey,
you were
no,
in bed
no,
and you were
I
screaming
mean-
mommy?
Some
Are we talking
homeland.
about Mike Pence?
I mean, come on.
Did
You
you
know,
have you not? Yeah, what were you saying?
Wait, it was kind of disgusting, but did you hear about people joking that I think it was one liberal commentator that had discussed who thought it was a funny idea to joke about Trump dropping the soap in prison.
That is pretty funny, though. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
And like what? So
I mean, the whole thing assumes that he will actually reach prison. At this point, I'm even skeptical of that.
But you guys missed something. Right before this video started, there was before they cut it off. Politicrat actually removed important context from this clip that you guys didn't hear. If you listen very closely, seconds before the video started, you hear this.
What? All right, so we're gonna watch. So this one right here. This video is more of a throwback, but I think you're gonna appreciate this.
Here's a real question: would be bend to pick up the soap? Just bend with your knees, people. How are you supposed to do it anyway?
December 2nd, 2013.
Years we've
Wait,
taken
we're
on
watching
the
Bill
role of
O'Reilly?
protecting the federal holiday of Christmas. As you know, there are some Americans who are offended by any reference to Jesus Christ.
What?
And that's what the USA celebrates on December 25th.
I'm gonna stop that
The
for a
birth
second.
of-
Doesn't everybody, even atheists, respect Jesus? I don't think I've ever seen anybody. I've never seen anybody disrespect Jesus.
The Romans.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that I've always found that's weird about
I've never even seen Bill Maher disrespect Jesus before. Bill Maher is the most atheist person ever. Richard Dawkins said he likes Jesus.
the other thing that I've always found very weird about the way that these panels on the right hand side of Bill O'Reilly's show word things is, look at this wording here. He says, quote, "The country celebrates the birth of the baby Jesus on December the 25th." Now, I mean, this is one of those things where I'm thinking, do Christians really refer to a person that they consider to be 1 in 3 of the Godhead and the person who sacrificed themselves in order to redeem all humanity's sins so they could have eternal life? Would they really refer to him as the baby Jesus on December the 25th?
Oh my God! Yes, they do. Have you not heard that?
No. It would be no. It's the.
It's almost like they're making him more diminutive than he actually is, right?
He's the cute little baby Jesus that you can kick
right here. I could probably look into it right now. In fact.
Anyone who disagrees with me doesn't like babies and Jesus. Hence the
that's called Planned Parenthood. Oh shit, I'm going to get canceled for that, aren't I?
Let's finish what Bill's saying. Let's watch it.
Jesus. President Grant signed the holiday into law after Congress passed legislation in 1870 acknowledging the country's Judeo-Christian tradition.
Pause.
Americans officially.
Okay, here's the thing.
Now, everything was swell up until about 10 years
ago. Did you say pause again?
Yeah, I said pause. Did you see what he just did there? It was really weird. He says that Ulysses S. Grant passed into law in 1870 a thing that recognized December the 25th as a federal holiday for Christianity.
Yeah.
But then he adds in this weird hyphenate where he's acknowledging the Judeo-Christian heritage.
Yeah,
where did the Judeo hyphen part come from in 1870?
Yeah,
that is a term. That is a term.
Another thing is,
yes, it is a term. But
Christmas is not a Jewish holiday, so he's wrong, actually, on all fronts.
No, you're wrong. Actually, no, I will die on the hill that all Christians are Jews.
No, okay. This is what. Okay. So back to Julius Evola for a second. Fascist philosopher. He was also a capital T traditionalist. I don't associate myself with him personally as a capital T traditionalist, but either way. So Evola, he hated Christianity, especially Catholicism. And the reason he hated Christianity is because he was an anti-Semite. And he basically said what Christianity was, it was like a Jewish plot to Judaize the Western world, which is why they need to get back to why they need to get back to European paganism.
Oh God!
What a canard.
Honestly, paganism has actually had impacts on Christmas. Actually, as we know.
No, again, why do you think I'm calling this?
Saturnalia, after all, which is a pagan holiday.
This is the Saturnalia stream. The Saturnalia was the Roman solstice. It was celebrated on December 17th, I think, through the 26th, and it was celebrating Saturn, who was like the god of time and the god of the harvest.
Yeah, and also the point that I was raising by saying that in 1870, that hyphenate doesn't make any sense, is that Ulysses S. Grant probably was not actually thinking about the shared commonality between the two faiths at the time that he made that a federal holiday. So I think that it's almost like Bill O'Reilly is retroactively inserting the politics of like the mid-1970s into decisions that were made 100 years prior. Sorry.
I don't know. I think it was innocuous how he was using that. I mean, I think he was just saying Judeo, because like everyone knows what that means. But like, I mean, it's not like if you were a scholar, that would be one thing. And you were talking about
high school.
The thing is,
everybody's favorite. No, it's the boomer con's favorite buzzword, Judeo.
Yeah, honestly though, as someone who goes to church, I mean, at least I try to. I mean, you know, it's online, and I know the thing is, my church I go to isn't necessarily your standard church. I mean, we straight up celebrate Halloween when Halloween is seen as blasphemous by other denominations.
I mean, Halloween is a Catholic holiday, like a Catholic and an English.
Wait, are you
holiday.
the only like Christian subsect that like
fucking Pentecostals, like
Pentecostals and Jehovah's Witnesses are the only ones I know about that like say.
Well, Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate any holiday.
Well, exactly, but I've just like I do not hear a lot of people saying Halloween is a satanic holiday. You know, it's not.
It celebrates witchcraft.
But isn't it supposed to be one of those dual purpose holidays where the reason why is because it's supposed to be a 2-day thing where there's like a Halloween at the beginning and then afterwards is like All Saints Day or something? So
yeah. All Hallows Eve. The thing is, I think this is what's so Christianity is widely considered to be the first universal religion. And in a lot of ways that is true because it was perfect how they were able to end up bringing more people into the faith. What they did was they went around to all these pagan like tribes and communities and stuff, and they were trying to find some similarities. They're like, okay, what we can do is so we have our core theology, but what we do in order to appeal to them, we incorporate some of their traditions in to make it more palatable for them. For instance, back after the Council of Nicaea and Emperor Constantine turning the Roman Empire into a Christian country, what he did is so they went through all of these different Roman feast days and celebrations. They're like, okay, so what can we do with these? What can we do? People still like hold on to these traditions. Okay, let's find a Christian reason to celebrate this same exact traditional holiday. And that's why Christmas replaced the Saturnalia. That's more or less the whole history behind it. So, I mean, it was a really brilliant move about how they were able to incorporate a lot of these. That's how they were able to spread so quickly throughout Europe.
It was more insidious than that, though, because it wasn't just, hey, guys, bring your holidays to ours, and it's fine, we'll make this religion. No, it was secretly, you've been celebrating Christmas all along. Jesus Christ is real. And that's what they told these paganistic groups. That's the way you do it, is you trick them. You gaslight them. With
I wouldn't even say it would trick them, because there definitely were similarities. You know, I mean, it could be, just because it's not a literal truth, that doesn't mean it can't be a metaphysical truth.
Also, another thing is, that there's actually something that Joe Biden and JFK have in common, and it's...
They're Catholic. Oh, yeah, no. Why is nobody talking about it? Joe Biden is only the second Roman Catholic to be elected president.
And also, they're both Irish, if I'm correct.
Exactly.
Wait, let me load. There's going to be one more thing in common in a second. I just got to load. 1 second. There's going to be one more thing in common.
They're both Democrats.
Well, yeah.
They're both going to get shot by an untrained pseudo.
There we go. There we go. Nah.
All right, let's finish what Bill O'Reilly has to say.
ago when creeping secularism and pressure groups like the ACLU began attacking the Christmas holiday. They demanded the word Christmas be removed from advertising and public displays, and many people caved into that.
That's not true.
So now we have the happy holidays syndrome. What is interesting this year is that Hanukkah will be over on Thursday. So there are no more holidays between then and Christmas Day. It's just Christmas if you want to invoke happy. Bad news for the secular progressives. The Observer was brilliant.
Libtards destroyed.
The following Christmas special actually mentions Christianity. Viewer discretion is advised. And there's Macy's, a company that I generally like because it supports wounded warriors. But this year they're touting Santa Claus, who will help you, quote, with your holiday wish list. So here's my question to Macy's. What holiday is Santa celebrating? Winter solstice?
He's getting so worked up about this.
reindeer?
It's hilarious.
I mean, I think we can ask like ancient German people who lived under like a system very different from the one that presently exists.
We're watching John Oliver?
Was celebrating.
No, I paused that. That's what came on next.
No, honestly, John Oliver has to be my favorite liberal comedian.
No, I like Bill Maher. I'm more of a Bill Maher.
He's not
funny. You know, Bill Maher and John Oliver are definitely in the top two.
John Oliver's, man, I don't have an opinion on him.
I do. He's just not funny, man. He's
I
okay.
think
He's like
I think his apolitical jokes can be pretty funny, to be honest.
Apolitical, yeah, no, but too many of these comedians try to be political.
Yeah, I mean he's very orange man bad.
Like, okay, I miss Stephen Colbert when he was playing the Bill O'Reilly knockoff.
No, I miss SNL back when they were politically incorrect.
Yeah,
Like,
even 5-6 years ago, they were like that.
Oh, Dave Chappelle is pretty good.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians.
It wasn't. I think Bill Burr was pretty politically incorrect when he was on. I don't know much about his stuff.
And Bill Maher literally had a show called Politically Incorrect.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna watch one more. So I do not like Sam Cedar. I think he's a piece. I think he's an asshole.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But didn't he joke about running as a libertarian?
I don't know, but hold on a second. So we're gonna watch this. Everyone's favorite.
That's for sure.
Wise man and joins us.
Oh my God.
As I'm watching that, all of a sudden I had this kind of
Wait,
panic
Ray
feeling.
Dubin?
Maybe I fell for an elaborate, ironic prank from HuffPo, and then I realized no, because they don't have a sense of humor. I mean, but reassure me, this is real, right?
Tucker, very quickly on the last segment, I swear to you, I thought you were the.
Now, pause it. We should tell you what they're talking about. They're talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as a marginalized.
And I'm gonna, I don't get paid for these appearances, but I'm going to mail you a check for somewhere between $15 and $20. Okay, that aside.
I appreciate
yes,
that.
This is. Yeah, you got it, my friend. Listen, these piece of Huffington Post. I mean, look, these pieces that these authors, whatever they are, journalists that they write, these are not pieces of journalism. It's so much
Pause
easier
it for 1 second. What was going on? Was the cameraman messing with Dave?
What they write, these are not pieces of journalism. It's so much easier to destroy than to create. If you're watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and think it's about racism and misogyny and the patriarchy and the rest of it, well, you can find that stuff everywhere. If you look back at anything, and that's what people really need to understand when these pieces come out, and then you start looking at something that you used to love or that used to have a wonderful message about the holiday and giving. And
remember that one kid
with the trying to take that away from you, and it's not like they stop.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Right? They find something, they kind of destroy that, and they'll move on to everything else that we love. So, eventually they'll move on to sitcoms that we love, whether it's Seinfeld for, doing something they've done.
Oh, it's just like exactly.
What's the deal with airline food?
I mean, they will literally go for a sunset. Think of whoever's watching this right now, think of something you love that brings you a sense of peace and decency, and they will somehow link it to the patriarchy and the rest of their politically correct nonsense. And we just need to realize that, as I said earlier, it's easier to destroy than create.
Well,
and
that's the smartest
thing he's doing. And I think what we have to do
now pause it for 1 second. All right. So what they're talking about is HuffPost ran a piece. People find some disturbing details in Rudolph the Red.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm worried about, because there is some legitimacy that some of the things
How many
happening in
layers
the country
deep
and
of
in the world
a
should
stream watching a
be
stream are we on right now?
level. Look, we've got major.
Wait,
We've got to go deeper.
Change, I agree.
Wait, remember that was a Nerf gun? It kind of reminded me of A Christmas Story.
But yeah, can we just talk about how ridiculous Dave Rubin is for a second? Like, basically,
Yeah,
and I feel like he takes
anymore. I'm a classical liberal, but in reality,
he's not even that anymore.
Not a classical liberal. He's just a conservative who thinks he left the left as somehow special. Guess what? I left the left too, and was a conservative for a bit. But I was like, yeah, there's a lot of inconsistencies with conservatism, and I became a libertarian.
Yeah, no.
So I just want to point out the fundamental point underneath this complaint here. Dave Rubin is meta-complaining about the fact that Huffington Post looked at the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with its stop-motion animation and its interesting subtitles so that this is accessible to everyone, so that everyone can figure out that discrimination on the basis of a red nose is probably bad. He's looking at this and he's saying that Huffington Post's attempt to analyze the movie to come to the conclusion that Rudolph is a marginalized person who becomes centered after he is able to sort of advocate for his rights and become the lead reindeer in Santa's sleigh or whatever. He's saying that it is inappropriate for people to draw conclusions from that story, even though those are the conclusions that people have been drawing from that story probably for the past 200 years.
Yeah.
When was it released?
No, the movie was like the 50s, 60s, maybe.
No, but I mean the song itself, right? It's been.
I know the song came out in like 1900, maybe something like that.
Yeah. So
I'd put money on
how
the 40s.
Rudolph was marginalized. Then people realized that his red nose was actually okay, and so he was able to hang out with the cool kids. This is obviously what the song is about, right? So I don't understand what Dave Rubin thinks it was supposed to have otherwise been about if he's complaining about the fact that everyone is interpreting it that way.
That reminds me how you're supposed to use physical disabilities to your advantage.
Another thing is, I think Sean had made a pretty good video on it, on the whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer thing.
Honestly, though, okay, so that reminds me of what Dave Rubin. It was something he did relatively recently.
You did a whole stream on Dave Rubin.
No, I just wanted to say
let's do an entire stream about roasting Rave Dubin.
I might. Honestly, there's so much to roast about him that is going to be worth an entire stream.
Yeah, let's do it. It'd be fun.
Political roast of chestnuts, not Dave Rubin.
No, but so what I was saying was, this just reminds me of something else that he said about, I don't know. It was relatively recently, within the past few months. He was talking about how he was commenting on some like PSA Sesame Street put out, and it was like Elmo talking on the phone with his dad, and Elmo was like, "Oh, Daddy, how can Elmo like learn more about racism? Elmo doesn't like when people discriminate against other people." And then he was like, well, Elmo, you can start by asking questions. And it was just like so innocuous. That's all it was. And Dave Rubin flips out and is like, kids don't need to be learning about all this stuff. Sesame Street is indoctrinating children. And it's like, dude,
Sesame Street has been
fuck up, Dave Rubin.
It's almost like you can imagine a whisper from like behind the curtain of reality or something. Someone's like, wait, so when was Sesame Street not about teaching children things?
Exactly.
There was one
I got a question for Elmo
about Sesame Street. They claim to have added the first homeless character to Sesame Street a few years ago. Oscar the Grouch has been living in a dumpster for 40 years.
No, I think there is extensive Sesame Street lore that states that there is other shit in that trash can.
You know,
there is a dimension.
Have you ever seen the movie?
It's a fucking TARDIS. It's a fucking TARDIS.
No, has anybody ever seen the movie Elmo in Grouchland?
I have.
There was an episode.
I had the book as a kid.
There is an episode actually where you go through the trash can and inside of it is a house.
Possibly.
Elmo has to get his blanket from Inigo Montoya.
I think I've seen that one. Sure.
Yeah, no, Inigo Montoya, the actor, guy in The Princess Bride, he like steals Elmo's blanket, and Elmo has to go find his blanket. I think he meets Beyonce and everything. It was kind of
crazy. Really?
Yeah, it was called It was called Elmo and Grouchland.
The one I remember more was Big Bird, Big Adventure.
I don't remember that.
I just remember the one where people were debating about what's the name of a song.
I don't remember that.
Well, I got a question
It's
for
been
Elmo.
it's been over 13 years, so my memory is very rusty.
My question for Elmo, if we can say, if he goes, where I don't like bad things happening to other people, and I want to know what I should do, and then the response was, well, you just need to ask questions. My question is, why is the guy whose hands up your butt a multiple offender? That's my question. Multiple child offender with his hand up your butt, and Elmo is there going, I need to know why this bad thing is happening to people. Well, maybe you should look at the bad thing happening to you, friend. I don't think you're in control of who's got their hand up your butt today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think Elmo commits tax fraud?
Elmo's 4.
No, you see, Oscar commits tax fraud. I know.
I could see Oscar committing tax fraud. I can definitely.
Yeah, I could see. Also, do you think Bert and Ernie are?
Yep.
No, they're just brothers.
They're fucking roommates. That's it. They're roommates.
Yeah. Well, why can't men just live together and not be gay? Whatever happened to that?
Or are they fucking roommates?
What's the difference?
No, I think the
They're
show
not
is
gay.
always. I think the show is always innocent of these charges. Like, I mean, I get the impression that when they wrote the show, they sincerely were just writing a show for children without any weird. What's the word for it?
But then people try to project their own meaning onto it.
Exactly. I don't think there's any subliminal messaging in it.
Yeah.
It's like that whole thing about
Honestly,
SpongeBob
yeah.
happened recently. They're like, "Hey, he actually does have an orientation, and this is what it is." And you're like, "Well, the
Yeah,
guy
I mean,
is dead."
to be
and-
honest, though, it's
To
not
be
like
fair,
Sesame
Sponge's
Street haven't-
no. Okay, that makes sense though. They talked about SpongeBob being asexual. People got triggered. It's like that makes sense. Sea sponges literally are asexual.
Yeah.
Another thing is, yeah,
Sea
Cora was
sponges
born
are
after
asexual.
1993, so yeah, it makes sense.
And people are saying, "Oh, SpongeBob is LGBT." It's like, no, you're saying he's asexual. Asexual means you reproduce. It's a pun.
So
and then
I'm
when I was filling people in on Twitter, like I'm talking about like on people on woke Twitter were getting so excited about it being for representation, and then they got super mad at me when I was pointing out that it's a double. It's like a double joke. It has a double meaning. It's a
Wait,
joke
but do you think anyone has tried to fuck the sponge holes?
SpongeBob in universe or in general?
In general?
Well, in general, yeah.
I don't know.
because,
That's not really something I want to think about.
No, I don't want to think about it either, but I guess that's what we're talking about now.
Honestly,
Who has
I have a
fucked the
morbid
SpongeBob?
curiosity for these types of things.
I mean, I can tell.
I mean,
That
keep
would be
in
the
mind,
weirdest thing bang ever.
I'm
quick
literally
touch on
prime
the-
minister of a Discord server.
To quickly touch on the Dave Rubin thing just before we go off of that, though,
Rape
the
Dubin?
reason why I think that Dave Rubin ended up taking the weird trajectory that he took, and people are going to disagree with me on this, but this has been my theory forever, okay? So my theory is that the way that classical liberalism charts its trajectory is that because it is unable to actually furnish a criticism of concentrated capital, right? It's unable to do so because it defends the untrammeled right to property. It means that inevitably it is championing the very process that will lead to it being bought off by its erstwhile opponents. So you end up with classical liberals basically defending large companies that have very singular interests, and then they end up selling out to those singular interests, as Dave Rubin actually ended up doing.
Is this the dude that's hungry? The Kalkulinski.
No, there's just one more clip. While we were on Rubin, there's just like one more clip I wanted to play. But anyway, yeah.
Wait, can we watch the urine and feces clip from PragerU?
I gotta hear the end of what Ray's saying here because I started going down this road.
You gotta chill.
Yeah, I gotta hear it.
So basically, this ends up producing this effect because he ends up championing first and foremost the individuals who have a very single-minded lobbying purpose, which is we would like to have a group of people who will defend untrammeled wealth accumulation and will basically say that the right to property is literally inviolable under any circumstances.
I'm fine with that.
The kind of people who believe that are also the kind of people who will pay Dave Rubin to take the side of conservatives because it so happens that they are the political force which is in American politics that is most capable of delivering on that prescription. And so you end up with this process playing itself out. So if it had not been Dave Rubin, it would have been someone else who was like Dave Rubin who would have been through the exact same thing. So I think it's not peculiar to him as a specific person, but that almost anyone who had taken the position that he had taken at the beginning would have a very high percentage chance of ending up doing what he's probably going to be doing in this video here.
It's not letting me add Allie.
Can I tell you my theory? It's not.
We're at max people. Sorry, Allie.
My theory is not incompatible.
Here's my theory.
No, I'm talking. So Dave, right? He billed himself when he left the Young Turks as leaving the left or being critical of the left, and he didn't call himself right wing at the beginning. But that really does limit his audience, right? And I think a similar thing's happened to an extent with Tim Pool, where the only people who watch his content are boomers and conservatives. And so if he wants to keep getting consistent views, even if he doesn't believe this shit necessarily, he has to clickbait and he has to cater everything he's saying to fucking boomers. And that is like that. And even subconsciously, maybe he'll start believing some of the shit. And boomer shift is just making him into a neocon. You know?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, I don't think
that's
Tim Pool's ever.
too.
I don't think Tim Pool's ever going to become a neocon.
No,
I want to
Tim Pool's
watch
not
the
going to,
Brian
but it's
Kemp
similar
Jake ad. It's hilarious.
I like your point, Ray. Also, your following theory, Mr. Mop. I think that is actually probably what's to blame here. I can tell you from my personal experience, finding your audience that will support you, you end up getting pulled. It just there's the big groups. The place where the power is where you want to be, and you eventually get sucked into this position where you go, I've got a choice between something that I can do 75%, but that 25% holdout, and I've got the other one where I'm 25% in line with and 75% holdout, and I got to go to one of them to make my money because I want to keep doing this thing I like doing, and eventually you make a sacrifice, and that happened to me. So I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, that is a very real thing. Both of you guys.
Okay.
I just wanted to show one more thing before we move on from Dave Rubin.
Also, at another point, I would love to have a discussion on private property, but that's probably
let's do one on property, or we could just watch Brian Kemp's ad, which is hilarious.
Well, why don't you link it and I'll watch it later and get back to you? How about that?
Yeah.
You know, who's that fucking guy who wants a DMCA?
I'll put it in the chat.
There's some fucking senator that wants DMCA strikes to be a felony offense right now. So
fuck
sharing
that,
other people's content's a good idea right now. You know, just cover all your bases.
That's a lot of unenforceable.
Okay, so this is why. So let's just end with Dave Rubin complaining about why Joe Rogan doesn't want him on the podcast. Joe Rogan's not like responding to Dave Rubin when he's asking him to go on the show anymore. It's kind of sad. Okay.
Lack of audio.
Good.
Do you not hear the audio?
Nope.
Yes, and that's good. No,
Hold on.
we can't hear it, and that's a good thing.
No, hold on. I need to plug my computer in real quick. Anyway, so who was we had a movie night the other night.
I was there.
On the Discord.
Honestly, I usually don't watch movies on Discord. It's a bit weird.
We watched Atlantis from 2001 and The Prince of Egypt.
Cool.
So, yeah.
It's better than the other server I'd watch movies on. I remember the last one I tuned into, I think they were watching some Alex Jones documentary from like the early 90s.
We did that the other night. We watched his
what was it on? It was trash.
They're funny though. They're funny, bro.
I did not enjoy it. It's a train wreck, man. It's like people who like Pineapple Express. It's like, dude,
you don't like Pineapple Express?
It's just train wreck after train wreck after train wreck, and it's just.
No, I just like when Alex Jones went on like Piers Morgan to talk about guns. That was
1776 will commence again.
Yeah, here's the thing: Piers Morgan can't do a stick with Alex Jones because Alex Jones controls you.
Honestly.
All right, let's watch. Okay, let's end this Rubin segment by watching this about him.
Dave Rubin did. Remember, Dave Rubin was talking. I wonder why, but go ahead.
You see
all of these people now supposedly moving from California. They can't take it anymore. They're moving from California to Texas. Well, often we know they export from California and then import it into the red states, all of these blue ideas and these bad ideas, and then they turn states blue. So, if I was the average Texan conservative, I would be pretty worried when, say, Joe Rogan, I like Joe, but when Joe Rogan, who is a Bernie supporter, he's fleeing California to set up shop in Texas,
Right.
and you're excited because it's kind of cool that Joe Rogan lives there, but it's like he's gotten the big ideas wrong, and you have to be worried about that. That's not a shot at Joe Rogan personally, but that's just a reality, I think.
Voted libertarian.
And I would really be worried about it.
He's not a leftist.
Sounds like it's a shot at Joe Rogan.
And you know what? I vote Joe Jordan as well.
Why would you say his name?
You didn't vote Kanye? Cringe.
What is Joe?
His ideas.
What has Rogan gotten wrong exactly?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what he's gotten right.
He's a Bernie supporter, apparently.
Then we get to
shout out to the Dave Rubin clips.
I don't
Twitter
like
account.
playing all these.
They seem to
explain this better. Even if you disagree with the way people feel about so many different things, it doesn't mean you can't be their friend. It doesn't. And I'm telling you, we got it wrong,
That's so
man.
sweet.
Here's what's important. What's important is whoever that person is, they got to
made so many friends along the way.
As soon as you feel like someone's a grifter,
you
got to cast them out.
Right.
You got to cast them
That's
out
cool.
because they got to figure that out on their
Dave
own.
Rubin
and
is
they
a
got to
grifter.
apologize.
That's cool, man.
You got listen. You can be wrong, but you have to be honest. And if you're just bullshitting, then I can't hang out with you,
dude. Hey,
will I go on Rogan's podcast? I asked him, and our PR people asked him about a bajillion times to go on for my book. We did not get a response, as far as I know. So I don't know what happened there.
Oh my God, he's
Weird for me to bring up
broadcasting the
publicly.
out.
I don't know what happened.
So I mean, if it wasn't
It's
already
kind of obvious what
that-
happened.
Yeah.
I'm.
That's just he was just utterly impolite. Like that, it wasn't a political thing. It was literally just one guy going, he got the points wrong, when the guy literally makes his money off of saying things that he believes, even if they aren't true, and relying on the people in the room with him to let the benefit of the doubt lie and explore things that might be false. Right? That's his shtick. That's his brand. I can't be more livid with these corporate pods and just going to battle using these ideas like this. It just drives me bonkers, because there are literally grips and grips and grips of talented, funny, interesting people who could do the job 1,000 times better than either of them could. But just because they're famous already and they want to start drama and live off the flame war, like, it just drives me nuts. I could pick 10 people out of a hat at random that could do either one of those guys' jobs better than him. But
I could probably do that job better than he can.
I don't know if I go that far.
No, because I mean the whole point of this.
Hey man, when you recognize a grifter, you got to cast them out. Okay, that's all. I'm just trying.
Yeah. I mean,
my FM7B.
I realized he didn't really care about liberty; he just hated the left, no matter what. And I get.
He doesn't even hate the left. He just doesn't like that they don't give him as much money as the right. Like, honestly, if the left would give him more money, he'd probably grift back the other way.
You know what? If he was given enough money, he'd become a communist. I know how ironic that sounds, but he would.
Yeah, I believe
it. I mean, if you paid him enough, I bet you he'd go full Nazbol.
But technically, if you pay anyone enough, you could probably convince them to.
Yeah, even if you offered me $1 million to become a communist, I'm not taking it.
What about
Why not?
10 million?
Wait, why not? Why not?
Quite simple, because I'm a hypocrite and I value consistency.
Why? I'd rather be an ineffective political actor and have $1 million than be an equally ineffective political actor and not have $1 million.
There's a quote. There's a really good quote. It says, "Everyone's got a price. The sooner you learn yours, the better off you're going to do."
Okay,
Subway
$2 billion.
$5 footlong.
I'm 10 million because that's like the average price for most people. And yeah, 10 million.
Man, you're fucking expensive whores, aren't you?
I've already established that I would write and properly for 60 grand.
If it was for just that, my price would be 20.
What'd you suck a dick for?
To pay off the student debt. Yeah, no, I've already been through that.
So
wait a minute, you didn't go to college.
For our next Sigma,
for
our next
I just
Sigma,
finished my math final
segment,
today, actually.
Our next segment, we're gonna be talking about Kwanzaa. What the fuck is Kwanzaa?
I don't know what Kwanzaa is, but I'd like to know more. To be honest, I definitely did like. Given my area was quite diverse, but the main most of the black people I knew celebrate Christmas, not Kwanzaa.
I mean, most people who celebrate Kwanzaa also celebrate Christmas.
Yeah,
I don't even know what Kwanzaa is. I would love to learn more though.
Does everyone remember that show? It was a show Chris Rock made. It was like a fictionalized version.
Everybody
of
hates Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, of his childhood. Yeah, and so the dad was like super cheap in that show. The dad was played by Terry Crews, and so one year because he's really cheap and he doesn't like spending money. He comes up with an excuse not to buy Christmas presents for everybody. So he hears about Kwanzaa and he's like, okay, we're going to celebrate Kwanzaa this year. But the only reason he decided to celebrate Kwanzaa was so he didn't have to spend money on Christmas presents. So
no, the only other character who I know that celebrated Kwanzaa was on Also When the Brain.
Steven Crowder?
Yes.
Yeah. And then also,
it depends. I mean, if I was given $1 million, I would join the Republicans, but
I mean, yeah, I would too. I mean,
but honestly, the Republican Party is, in my opinion, doesn't it represent my values at all?
No, bro. Here's how I look at it, man. No one's gonna represent your values. No
I know, but the closest thing for me would probably be Libertarian Party, especially the Mises Caucus. But
oh yeah, the people with what 0 people in power currently.
No, we got one elected. We got one elected.
Yeah, but he's about to leave because he didn't rerun for office.
Yeah, the thing is, I would be smart about running as a Libertarian as opposed to a Republican. I'm not going to run a long shot campaign. I'd run locally and then work my way up.
Well,
I'm not one of those lowbirds that thinks that we can win the presidency when we haven't won a single House race yet. I think we need to build up a grassroots campaign in order to be effective.
Wishing you were here right now, crowdfunded government.
Yeah.
I disagree with running as a Republican, but I do agree with running locally, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that could work.
Honestly, since most local races are nonpartisan, party affiliation isn't really a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can get
Wyoming.
Party, really.
Let's get back on topic though. This isn't about politics. This is about the holidays.
Okay, yeah.
The holidays are political now. Don't you
Looking
know?
at the summary.
Don't you know there's a war on Kwanzaa?
It appears the Kwanzaa holiday was created by Dr. Maulana Karenga, who was professor and chairman of the Africana Studies at California State University in 1966. He created that holiday in response to the Watts riots in Los Angeles in 1965 as a way to apparently bring African Americans together as a community. And it has celebrations and it has a path that goes through. So it's like a 7-day long holiday or something like this, I think I understand it as. And it has 7 principles, and the principles appear to be principles that I would broadly categorize as being sort of a kind of African self-determination principles of some sort.
Black nationalists?
Yes, I mean, I'll summarize them. I mean, principle 1 is apparently unity, to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. 2 is self-determination, to define themselves, name themselves, and create for themselves and speak for themselves. And 3 is collective work and responsibility, which they list as, quote, to build and maintain their community together and make their brothers and sisters' problems their problems and solve them together.
Sounds like communism.
4, cooperative economics, which is, quote, to build and maintain their own stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together. 5, purpose, they say, is to make their collective vocation the building and developing of their community in order to restore their people to their traditional greatness. And then 6, creativity, to always do as much as they can in any way they can in order to leave their community more beautiful and beneficial than what they inherited it as. And then the 7th and final one is faith, which is, quote, to believe with all of their heart in their people, their parents, their teachers, their leaders, and the righteousness and victory of their struggle.
Honestly, it sounds like the guy was trying to come up with a new pan-African political ideology, but like got bored and decided to make it a religion instead.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I don't know this.
This
No,
is
I don't
kind
know
of
this.
controversial, but my mom thinks it was just made up to be politically correct. And
No, I don't.
No, this was before political correctness was even a thing.
1966, and also I don't think it would be categorized as a religion, because from what I'm seeing here, it seems to be a very political sort of pan-Africanist celebration.
Plus, as a holiday,
behind it.
As a holiday, it's not a something that supplements Christmas, isn't it? Something that complements Christmas.
Yes, that's what they seem to have done
Yeah,
it as.
no, because
And
I
also they're
think
saying that it draws from cultural elements, like the stylistic elements that they brought into it. It seems as though those elements come from like West African traditions that they kind of.
No, exactly. Look at that future. Even look at the Futurama graphic. That's like he's wearing like Ghanaian, like traditional.
Oh yeah.
clothing,
I mean, your graphic kind of touches on it. Yeah, that they're drawing the stuff from West Africa on purpose.
Yeah.
I got a question to overarching nature of this.
Black History Month, which I don't celebrate either because.
No, I mean Black History Month is just okay. So what's interesting is, so there's this guy. Does everyone know who Daryl Davis is?
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best. He proves that.
So yeah,
I think he proves how to fight racism effectively. He's done more. I think his way is the correct way of approaching Nazis, and not the Antifa burn shit down way.
He befriends neo-Nazis and KKK people, talks to them, and de-radicalizes them over time.
And another person I'd bring up whose story is a bit different is Christian Piccolini.
I don't know much about him.
No, he's basically he used to be a big neo-Nazi, but
yeah,
he left.
I know who he is, but But as I was saying, but like in terms of Daryl Davis, he was on Rogan about a year ago. He was talking about Black History Month and about how why make 1 month for them and just like keep studying the same people every year, and why not like integrate all of these things into the year as a whole, because it's part of American history. It seems like you're just completely separating them. Made a good argument for that. Yeah.
Daryl Davis would make a fantastic president.
I don't know. I don't know enough about him to be able to make that judge. Don't know what his policies are or anything. But I mean, I think he's a good activist and everything like that.
He actually
But
went on a
dude.
different podcast that I listened to. He went on the Political Orphanage with Andrew Heaton, and he talked about the story, like a specific story of one person, and how he got involved in doing what he did, like why he does things the way he did. And he said his experience was one of being in the Boy Scouts, and people were shouting at him and throwing stuff at him, but he didn't think it was him. It was the Boy Scouts troop, and he came home to his parents and was like, I don't get why people hate the Boy Scouts so much. And his parents were like, no, son, you got to sit down. We got to talk about this. and I just, the way that you would learn about that, it's just mind boggling. And the amount of restraint and care you have for your community that keeps you from just getting really mad and acting, in more aggressive ways. His restraint there is something that I don't know that I have.
Yeah.
But he was on Heaton, and if you want to talk about a classical liberal that's worth listening to, that's what I would look.
No, he's the
Andrew Heaton is amazing.
He followed me.
Really
So he used to follow me before China got my last Twitter account banned.
Are we calling Charlie Kirk China now? Really?
No, Charlie Kirk got my first Twitter account.
Oh, okay.
Because I've told the story many times, but Charlie Kirk, he said something. He sent off this really dumb tweet about how Donald Trump is like the greatest negotiator we've ever had. He's basically made friends with Kim Jong-un, and he's the reason that we now have great relationship with North Korea. And then I responded to his tweet, "Are you a retard?" And Twitter banned me permanently.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
I'm always fearing getting banned, but seemingly I don't.
Use the R word because that triggers both Twitter's automatic censorship, and also anyone who presses report on it will then reinforce it. So you have to be really careful about what words you use.
Yeah, I mean, you can say. I mean, while it'd be hilarious to use the gamer word on Twitter, I'm not going to do it because I'd get banned. But
I like to take an incredibly formal response approach to people that say silly stuff online, because it's because of the farcical juxtaposition of it. So you take a very formal tone, and people go, "Who the hell are you?" and the funnies you get out of that are much more entertaining. Or getting other people.
Joshua Smith is running for chair again, but honestly, all three candidates are solid so far.
For what?
A chair of the Libertarian Party.
No one cares.
No, you do
Boo! Boo! Boo!
You know, when the Republican Party eventually collapses, they're going to be incredibly influential.
I don't know.
It won't even be influential.
No, my theory is eventually the Republicans are going to go the way of the Whigs. I don't know if it's going to be soon or within 20 years, but I think it's a dying party. I think both parties are eventually going to need
Republicans were in
die.
political positions in the 1930s and they managed to survive.
Yeah, all political parties are dying. I mean, you look through history; they've all changed. Just a matter of how fast they're doing it. And frankly, the amount of time that people spend worrying about the war games and the pieces on the board is time better spent doing other things like
Collapse 2021, homie. All of this shit's gonna burn down, hopefully.
Oh man!
Wait, are you a collapsitarian? Because that's
I hope. I don't know. I hope it would be nice.
You call you pragmatic ANCAP. I'm thinking.
No, I want to live in
methods
the
I
woods
can
by
to-
myself without talking to anybody ever again. I just want to live like a monkey, like our ancestors did.
Then why don't you?
What about? Would you ever live like a Wookiee?
I would say final.
Are we seriously watching the Christmas special?
No.
We're watching the Christmas special.
Everyone knows about this, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Ray, have you ever? Are you aware of the Star Wars Christmas special?
No, I'm not aware of it.
1978.
What on earth would have possessed them to even make
the Star Wars holiday special?
No, it is known as one of the worst.
It's Light Day. It's Light Day, guys. Come on. Or rather, is Light Day? Yeah.
Life
Also,
Day.
Isn't this nonsensical in the context of the Star Wars universe? Given that holiday could not possibly exist.
No, it's Life Day. Christmas.
It's a Wookiee holiday. It's a Wookiee holiday. It's Life Day. I mean, I guess they needed someone as hairy as Jesus, and they just went to a Wookiee, I guess.
No, but it's funny. So basically, we're in the scene where
watch Mostly Weekly with with Andrew Hean.
Yeah, why?
No, it would be amazing if we could watch an episode of Mostly Weekly.
No, it's
why? Why would we watch something else? Why would we do that, dude? Though, why would you want to do that?
This is just this is holiday theme. We're not watching this. This is like libertarian themed.
You
talked about yourself, dude.
But no, we're just gonna watch like a second of this. I just want to show you how absolutely ridiculous the Star Wars Christmas special is. Or no, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. We're gonna watch like 3 minutes.
I know. I'm just surprised it's that long.
Yeah, no, it was on CBS. It was a variety show. It had Jefferson Starship in it too.
Oh no way!
To insert this proton pack. Now then, Itchy, I thought you might like this. One of those it's a real. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a wow. You know what I mean?
Last Jedi.
Drugs.
This is how ridiculous it is. Basically, it's virtual porn.
Brain dance.
I do mean Happy Life Day.
Okay. Okay. Stop the suffering.
It turns into a woman. It's funny.
Stop off the download.
Yeah, hi, FBI. This gang in Political is holding us hostage. It's making us watch the Star Wars Christmas special.
Is this like the intro to a Bond film?
Oh, we are excited, aren't we? Well, just relax. Just relax. Yeah.
Wow.
Who thought this was a good idea?
I know. Who was this even for?
Who at LucasArts was like, guys, this is exactly what needs to happen.
This was the only cool part of the.
Find out.
This was the only cool part of it.
Radio contact.
The cartoon.
He's on a collision course. Princess, we're in mortal danger from our own forces. Falcon, do you copy? This is madness. You're right. The crash near here.
Maybe I can help you.
Rebellion.
I am Boba Fett.
This
The
is
ship
Boba
you
Fett's
seek is
original
nearby.
debut.
Are the Imperial troops near this planet?
They are here, friend, and growing more powerful.
How far away?
Settle down. All they do is eat.
This is all we have, but he's welcome to it.
You are foolish to waste your kindness on this dumb creature. No lower life form is worth going hungry for, friend. I take it you have no love of the Empire.
I don't.
Well,
And then you also have B. Arthur singing in a cantina.
Another drink. I don't want any more trouble. You, but not goodbye. Just one more dance, friend. Just one more chance, friend. One more chorus, one more tune.
Wow. Everyone involved in the production should have been fired.
What? What'd you say?
Everyone involved in this production should have been fired. It's true.
Yeah. It was George Lucas's idea. You know, at the very end.
I mean, even George Lucas would have to fire himself at the end. Let's see these credits.
Carrie Fisher saying.
It's just a deep fake of Carrie Fisher.
No, I mean, it could be 1978, right? So, I mean, it could be like the effects of LSD or something on George Lucas's brain.
Here's my question.
Wait, did George Lucas take LSD?
I don't know, but I mean, this
He
is
probably
convincing.
did. He probably did when he was writing American Graffiti or something.
Wait, they're using the beta footage.
Why are they just taking clips from the movie?
Just in case people didn't recognize it was Star Wars the whole time, they're reminding them right now.
Yeah. I can't believe they did this.
Put on
It's Chewbacca's. That's Chewbacca's family, by the way. That's his son.
Wow, we didn't know he had a son.
Oh man.
Now we do.
Abdul 57.
Chewbacca is a deadbeat dad. This is so sad.
They're praying.
To what?
It's his wife, his dad, and his son.
Bowing their heads in Western prayer. Wookiee prayer.
Do you think the Force, which is largely impersonal, cares? I mean, come on, guys. I mean, they're violating their own lore here.
May the Force be with you. John McLaughlin? Really?
Let's see these credits. These people need to be fired. These people, like...
I feel like that sequence from Animal House when he's like, Niedermeyer, dead! Just reading the names.
Actually, you can't fire John Williams. He's the only...
No, John Rook. And no, Ralph McQuarrie, we can't do him.
They say it pays to advertise, but Marcy, Lisa, and Pam don't care for the way they're going to be used in an advertising campaign. So fasten your seatbelts for Flying High, with guest stars Nancy DeSole, Lyle Wagner, and Bobby Sherman next.
You know,
man, how's Bobby Sherman gonna beat that?
You literally can't top this, right?
Yes, this is awesome.
So do you think that
wait, Airplanes is on Netflix?
What?
I just realized Airplane's on Netflix.
Airplane's been on Netflix since I was in like middle school, and I remember like watching the boobs scene with my friends at a sleepover.
Do you think that
it's a really funny movie, to be honest?
Okay, so how do you think the Star Wars Christmas special is like compared to the Rise of Skywalker?
Oh,
Rise of
it's just a
Skywalker is better.
film compared to that crap.
Yeah, I mean, literally anything is better than this.
Better than
Can I be honest? Rise of Skywalker, in my opinion, was just mediocre.
I thought it was terrible, honestly.
Watching a gif of the sun baby from Teletubbies laughing at the end of the episode is better than this.
Honestly, honestly okay. So I have a theory that the Teletubbies, they're actually being monitored
by
It's like an
Amun-Ra.
experiment. No, it's an experiment because the thing is, there's the baby sun, but then like those things that come out of the ground, the speakers, and they say time for Tubby bye bye, or they just talk to the Teletubbies. The Teletubbies are like, uh-oh, and they run away. They're scared of them. They're being monitored, and then the new the machine, the vacuum. That's why they always get out of his way when he comes and he tries to slurp everything up because he's like the monitor. It's
They're afraid they're going to get Tubby
actually freaking creepy. Now that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Man.
No, but then have you guys ever seen this is like the greatest YouTube video ever. Hold on. I know
I swear though, isn't StreamYard's the max is more than 6 or something?
Okay, guys, watch this. This is the weirdest fucking video ever.
Oh no. I saw MLG.
Over the hills and far away.
Hey Ray, did you narrate this?
Smoke weed every day.
Oh shit, never mind.
Probably not.
We're watching it MLG.
Oh, baby, it's triple.
Terror Tubbies.
I forgot how much I like these MLG videos.
To what end have you done this to us? Why, bro?
He's bringing me back to like 2016.
Oh, my brain is dying.
Holy crap, what are you doing to us? Can you leave now?
Oh, this is what people see when they're in comas.
No, this is what I watched when I was in. Oh, is this for Pyrocynical? Wait, which one's this?
Oh no.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
high quality, bro. High quality stream. Good stream.
Hey, yeah, okay, so speaking of amazing
video, watch Park Source Holiday Special, debated Kwanzaa.
Well, we were planning on talking about the Maccabean Revolt, but the person.
Wait, but can we watch that Brian Kemp video? It's hilarious.
Well, what does that have to do with the topic? I don't want to do any really political stuff tonight.
No, it's just it's funny and it's from an election that's 2 years done.
This isn't watching funny videos stream, but
It's not. I mean, I was just pulling it up. We can. I'll bring you on for another one though. So
Yeah.
that's more
No,
political.
but wait, can we watch another MLG video?
No.
I don't think
Like, this is one called Indian Matrix that's pretty good.
But
if I flatline, don't resuscitate me.
but so Ray, shit, what was I gonna say?
You all right, Ray?
God, it was gonna be something. It had to do with what we were talking. Oh yeah. So when Teletubbies originally came out, so you were more or less grown up by that point. What was your reaction when you first saw the Teletubbies?
Well, on the first hand, I was kind of like, this is a very weird children's show that they've created. I wonder what the motivation behind it is.
I don't know why I liked watching it. I don't even know what Teletubbies is about, even though I watched it a lot back in the day.
It's not about anything.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it wasn't actually about anything. it was just like, I don't know, the kind of like stream of consciousness kind of stuff that you would like televise to like, I don't know, 3-year-olds or something. But also at the same time, there was like a weird subtext, or maybe I'm imagining it was there, because obviously people imagine things onto things that don't have any theme all the time, right? But I always got the kind of weird feeling that we're kind of like watching some kind of like Eloi and Morlocks kind of weird arrangement where they existed in this weird world and were being, as you said, being monitored or whatever by like possibly nefarious like creatures or whatever. But there was never any, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I don't think anyone ever delivered an answer to that question. The director certainly never explained any of it, so it's almost impossible to know.
So is it like someone took like a Hunter S. Thompson book or something like that, like Naked Lunch, and just watered it down for kids so that parents could go, they didn't do anything wrong, but I wish they did so I could put them in a timeout. Oh, cool, it's Teletubbies time. And then, there you go.
On that mental note, I'm going to leave.
No, if you really want, and this is why I'll never be earned. If you really want to mess with someone, put on South Park. Yeah.
Is that it? Is that put on South Park?
No, for kids that are like 4 years old.
Oh no! So I have a friend. I don't know if we're friends anymore though, because he doesn't respond to my text anymore. But so I had a friend.
Grayson had to head out, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, he did. But I had a friend, and he said his first memory is literally when he was 3 watching South Park at his uncle's house.
Is it your brother? Is it you?
No.
Is that your formative memory? Is that why you turned out the way you did?
Maybe it is, honestly. Who knows? No, but yeah. Anyway, so as it relates to a Christmas, we're going to talk about Christmas movies now. What do you think the top? Go. Let's talk about the. I'm going to pull up a list right now. Hold on, guys. Talk until I pull this list up.
Okay, so the best Christmas movie ever made is Die Hard, right? So we can just do plugs and roll now.
I agree. Discussion over. Anyone who disagrees, like Die Hard, isn't the best Christmas movie.
What about Batman Returns? That's a good Christmas movie.
Oh, Die Hard's the best Christmas movie, and if you disagree,
I will. No, Die Hard's becoming the normie answer. I think Batman Returns is a change of form. I think I will go with Batman Returns. I like that.
There's honor in that. There's honor.
Anything that can let me
reference out there.
Anything that lets me
Bayonetta is a Christmas game. Bayonetta 2 mainly.
Is it?
Yeah, Bayonetta 2 is set in Christmas.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, and you also get to fight a dragon on while flying over a skyscraper, and also that's only the prologue.
Wow, that's awesome. That sounds like such a cool video game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the coolest video game, but it's definitely way over the top.
And it originally was a Wii U exclusive, which is crazy. But
I bet you sound like an early adopter of the Wii U. You sound like a Wii U.
Yeah, because concerning, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna be talking about shitty ass Christmas movies.
Like Hallmark Christmas movies. Oh wait, Bad Moms Christmas.
I've never seen that, but we'll put on our own. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna go over the list first, but we're gonna start Home Alone 3. I didn't even know they did this. 1997, and apparently it's not even the same actor.
Wait, Home Alone without Macaulay Culkin is not Home Alone. I think we can all agree on that.
That is true.
Did you hear about the movie that was about the it's about the first homosexual banker? It's called Homo Alone.
Did you hear about the Christmas the kid surviving in his home alone around Christmas time, but it was in Watts? It was called Homie Lone.
Wait, what about a Home Alone movie, but instead of being in Christmas, it's set in The Purge, and the kid has a shotgun?
That would work, honestly.
It's so absurd. And then the parents come home, and they're come home from Canada, and they're like, Timmy, why are there 50 dead bodies? And also, what is this white stuff on the counter you've been sniffing?
It's cum.
I'm referring to cocaine.
That happened.
I find it hilarious that is the first thing that I thought of. I didn't even consider cocaine.
Politicrat, are you a cum addict? Do you snort cum all the time?
Oh yeah, totally, all the time. Anyway, okay, let's go down. So we're gonna go over this list. We're gonna stay on topic right now.
Are we? Okay.
We're gonna So Home Alone 3. Has anybody seen Home Alone 3?
No.
Unaccompanied minors.
I don't remember it.
Unaccompanied minors.
Nope. Didn't see that.
Nope.
No. Noel.
No.
No.
Just get to the Christmas Prince. I've seen a Christmas Prince.
4
then we can talk about a
Christmases.
Christmas Prince.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Nope.
Okay, that I want to see.
Okay, we're gonna turn on the trailer. We're gonna turn on the trailer for that.
I feel like that would be something I'd see on Mystery Science Theater 3000 Christmas Special Edition.
You know,
Sounds like an
what's
MST3K.
You know, I kind of just want to watch Bad Moms Christmas while heavily intoxicated. It'd be fun.
I've never heard of that. I don't know. I think I have heard of that before. But is it like actually pretty bad?
Do a okay comedy. I have to admit that Bad Moms 1 is actually pretty damn funny, to be honest.
Hold on. Okay. So,
Are you a Judd Apatow fan, or do we have the biggest Judd Apatow fan in this house? I'm guessing he directed that movie, but I have no evidence for it. Let me check it out. Who directed that?
The Hallmark Channel.
Okay.
There's going to be a.
Do you hear it?
Santa conquer the Martians.
Oh, that Beach Blanket Bingo soundtrack. Oh shit.
Oh my god, the Martians, bro.
Fantastic automatic toy factory on Mars. The Martian leader battles the wicked Boldar in a desperate effort to save Santa, the wise man of Mars. 900 years old. The Battle of the Toys, when Martian kids and Earth kids join Santa to battle the bad guys of Mars.
This is terrifyingly bad.
There is a Mystery Science Theater.
Well, that is great news. I will be watching that.
This world when Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
This is amazing.
Did anyone watch Rise of the Guardians, though?
It's like they were smoking crack or something, and then they came up with that idea.
But has anyone watched Rise of the Guardians?
I've never seen that.
It's actually a really interesting twist. It has a badass Santa that dual wields swords.
Oh, that fucking like a DreamWorks movie with the Tooth Fairy in it, and then everybody wants to like fuck Jack Frost or whatever.
Yeah, is that the one where they wanted to fucking ship Elsa from Frozen?
Yes, that's how you know about it.
That made me irrationally mad.
Yeah, I know, because you want to date Elsa from Frozen. We all know that.
What?
That's why you saw Frozen over 20 times in theaters. It's because
I only saw it once in theaters.
That's a lie. I know you've seen it.
And then I took a girl to see the second one.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then the third time, what happened?
What?
No.
Okay, moving on. Santa Claus I'll be home for Christmas. Anybody heard that one?
Nope, not that one.
The Christmas Candle.
Looks like a Jesus
sequel to the Christmas Shoes.
Fred Claus. Anybody heard of Fred Claus?
I've heard of Fred Claus. Yeah.
That was actually kind of a funny movie. To be fair,
like Craig Christ.
No. Okay. So hold on a second.
Because y'all got to meet Craig.
It was actually pretty funny. From what I remember, hold on. Fred Claus trailer. It was with basically Vince Vaughn was like Santa Claus's big brother. It was really dumb, but it was kind of funny.
I don't think. Okay, we can watch the trailer. It's fine.
'Twas the week before Christmas, and flying north in the sled was a very special visitor. Santa's big brother, Fred.
Mr. Claus, welcome to the North Pole.
This is a very early 2000s.
Yeah. Fucking Vince Vaughn.
Oh, I remember this one.
Secret Service, stand down.
Actually was entertaining.
I don't remember that.
That was nuts! You don't have ninjas jump me.
They gotta make sure nothing happens to me.
Something happened to them, maybe I give them something.
No. Warner Brothers Pictures invites you to come home for the holidays.
It has been 100 years since you spoke to Mom.
For good reason.
You're looking at a man who can fly around the world in a single night. You amaze me.
I think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, to think that he can fly around to 1 million houses in one night, breaking and entering, steal all the food, eat the little kids' cookies and stuff like that. I get jacked just talking about it. Don't you guys feel it?
Oh, families together again.
Yeah, that was basically it. It was kind of funny.
I remember I did watch it. And I do particularly like some of the casting choices. Like
I thought honestly, Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn plays like the same character in every movie he's in, but I think it works.
Yeah, I like Giamatti though. Giamatti is
also from that trailer. That looks like less bad than I would think that it was going to be.
Especially if it's higher than Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah, pretty much.
Santa Claus the movie, 1985.
Oh my God, no! I mean, I don't know that movie, but it sounds like it's going to be awful.
Dudley Moore, John Lithgow, Burgess Meredith. That was the guy who played the Penguin in the original Batman.
Wait, is Home Alone 3 the worst of the trilogy, or is the fourth one somehow worse?
There was a fourth one?
I think so. Yeah, there was a fourth one.
We got quite a list.
2002.
Let's work through the list.
What about Tyler Perry's Medea Christmas?
Oh my Lord.
Oh my God. In fact, hold on. I think we finally found the real War on Christmas.
What, Medea?
No, they're churning out. They've actually churned out a list of like the million times that Hollywood have tried so hard to actually make Christmas movies, but actually produce pure trash.
That's the propaganda that comes out of these bad films. It's intentionally bad.
Perfect Holiday. Love the Coopers.
Nope.
That sounds familiar, but
okay. If a Christmas Prince,
Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause with Martin Short playing Jack Frost.
I've seen that. I owned that on
comment
VHS.
on that actually earlier when you were talking about how everyone wanted to screw Jack Frost in that other film. I was like, whenever someone talks about Jack Frost, that's the Jack Frost I see in my head, and I will not accept any apologies for that. That is
what Martin Short is Jack Frost.
Yeah, that's the one that's stuck in my head, and I'm forever upset about this.
Okay, as it relates to the
expression on his face as well, I think he belongs in like a 2D fighting game or something. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Seriously.
You know what? He'd make a decent Smash Bros. Character now that I think about it.
As it relates to the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies, I think the first one was actually not bad.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
I was gonna try to do a Tim Allen impression, but I don't have the strength for that right now.
So next, oh God!
Thank you for doing it for me.
The friend I was telling you about is obsessed with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's convinced that Jingle All the Way is the most perfect Christmas movie ever.
It's Turbo Time.
I remember watching it. I remember having fun with it. I remember it being a fun film.
Oh, it was fun. I loved it. I thought it was.
I've never seen it.
Good, but it was entertaining.
Are there helicopters? I mean, that's the important part.
I think there's I remember a chase scene. I remember him chasing someone down. I feel like there were helicopters.
Well, I like how self-aware this movie was, because this was after his career was already started and he had all these action films like Commando and that kind of stuff. And they just said, look, dude, it was kind of a fourth wall break if you really think about it, because what it was is it was going, hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, we can cast you in any role you're so typecast that we can make you do the exact same thing in a movie that has nothing to do with what it was before. You're not fighting
make a shit ton of money.
You're literally just trying to find a toy for your kid, and the climax of the movie is you issuing yet another amazing one-liner, just like everything else. That's where that Turbo Time comes from.
I heard an interesting take about A Christmas Story. It was basically that it's about a spoiled brat who learned what's best for him after shooting himself. So,
what do you mean? Ralphie wasn't that spoiled.
Well, it is about a kid that shot himself.
True. Well, he didn't shoot his eye out.
Stunning film analysis.
Yeah, I think the real film analysis of A Christmas Story is about the same as the meme with the moth lamp.
Oh, wait. Fuck, wait. Before you scroll down, I think A Christmas Story 2 might be on this list. It's terrible. If it hasn't been on here
that's
already,
a thing, isn't
that's
it?
my prediction. My prediction is going to be on here. Yeah.
I forgot about that. I've never seen it, but now that you're reminding me again, and okay. A Merry Freaking Christmas, Black Christmas.
By the way, guys, you know that Ali could have come in by now, right? When he was asking earlier, because we're at 5 now.
Ali, if you're still listening, you can come in right now.
You know, a movie that I think is really disappointing is surprisingly 50 Shades of Black. It had a lot of potential to make fun of 50 Shades of Grey, but it just went for the cheapest Grey's jokes possible.
If you look at the one that's showing now as number 6 on this list, it is a parody of an original film and story, serialized story written for a newspaper.
An American Carol. Oh shit!
It's like, hey,
An American Carol. Wasn't that based? That was like a movie where it was basically parodying Michael Moore. It was like a Christmas Carol, but it was Michael Moore was like declaring a war on Christmas, and then like the ghost of Patton came and like took him on a journey to all these different. It was like not that funny.
I might actually have to watch this just for how ridiculous
it was. Basically, think of like a conservative movie that was like, but it's a 4th of July movie though.
So okay, so what you're talking about? You're talking about Vice, the documentary drama thing that wasn't even close to true. The docudrama, that's what it is. Docudrama about Cheney, and get the team behind that to make a movie about Christmas, which is really about how fake and saccharine the 4th of July is.
Well, Vice was actually an okay movie, I thought.
I thought it was all right. Yeah, I found it. I found it. If I looked at it as a fiction, I found it to be
well. It was supposed to be. It was fiction.
Well, whatever you think about it, it does really show that Christian Bale can do whatever the fuck he wants with his body.
You know, a fun fact about Christian Bale.
I think he should have got Best Actor for that role, personally.
My ringtone is literally his rant remixed it as a song.
Really?
Do
people just look at you when you're like?
Literally is. My ringtone is literally this.
I don't know if I want to hear. Okay, let's keep going down. Mixed nuts. I don't even want to know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of think it's going to be something really dirty. I can't tell why, but
it's a Steve Martin film. I'm surprised it's so high on this list. The guy's
Surviving Christmas. With Ben Affleck and the guy from the Sopranos.
I love how the critic consensus rates that movie as well. Surviving Christmas is unpleasant characters attacking each other for 90 minutes before delivering a typical hollow anti-consumerist message.
That sounds like your typical Christmas movie.
It's about family and togetherness, and people buy too many things, and it's not good, and it's bad, and you should feel bad.
Exactly.
Deck the Halls. I think is Deck the Halls. Is that the one where? Oh God, was that really shitty one where it's like they're trying to have a Christmas light? They're trying to out Christmas light each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick.
That was a disaster. And the critics' consensus is correct, too. Relying on flat humor and a preposterous plot, Deck the Halls is an unnecessarily mean-spirited holiday movie that does little to put viewers in a holiday mood.
Okay, I remember this one, Christmas with the Cranks. It was with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis, I remember.
Well, Tim Allen was on here twice. That's so sad.
Yeah, but it was in Jamie Lee Curtis, and it was basically like their kids were grown out of the house, and they wanted to skip Christmas and go on a cruise, but the people in their neighborhood, like their neighborhood was basically a cult, and they had to put up a Frosty the Snowman, and the neighbors would get mad because they didn't put up the Frosty the Snowman thing, and the neighbors were just super mean, and then they were trying to treat the Cranks like they were bad guys for like not wanting to participate in their neighborhood cult ritual.
It's an Ayn Randian commentary about rugged individualism and freedom.
No, but they succumbed to the cult at the end. No, but I'm serious. It was like such.
And like Ayn Rand,
on
this
the topic
movie
of Ayn Rand, what are your thoughts on the Atlas Shrugged movies? Are they worth watching?
I've never seen them before, but Fordor. I don't know if Fordor.
What about the porn parody Atlas Cummed?
Wait, that's a thing.
Rule 34 says
Hell
it is.
yeah, of course it is.
Okay, no, but Christmas with the Cranks, seriously, it was not who's that one guy? Some people think he's alt-right. He used to be on the Game Grumps, and he has a bird. Like
John Tron? Yeah, hasn't uploaded in half a year.
Yeah, John Tron actually made a really good analysis of Christmas with the Cranks.
Right.
And then the Nostalgia Critic did a really shitty review of Christmas with the Cranks.
Take that back about Doug Walker. I love Doug Walker.
Okay, let's do number one. Nutcracker in 3D.
3D.
Okay. So guys, I've never heard of that yet. There's like something that seems vaguely familiar about that.
Same. I'm not sure why, but
hit the more button so you can see the full synopsis of what this train wreck was.
You know, with the 3D.
No, more underneath synopsis.
It's
okay,
fine.
That does work.
It looks.
Oh, it just takes
goes to the same place. Nothing quite like a website that just scrapes other websites for that.
All right, delivering the cinematic equivalent of a jump with coal and the Christmas stocking. The Nutcracker in 3D is an apparent Scrooge-like attempt by filmmaker Andrei Konchalovsky to forever ruin your associations with the classic Yuletide ballet. One of the most misguided children's films ever made by Liam Lacey. And let's see if there's any good. No, there's not a single good one.
I like how someone literally refers to it as gnarled and stunted.
Okay, let's go to this one. 7 Christmas movies so bad they're bad. The Magic Christmas Tree, 1964.
Before we continue, Mr. Politicrat, has anyone ever described you as gnarled and stunted before?
No, not until now. If you're implying that I am.
No, I don't know how tall you are. You might be gnarled.
I'm 5'9".
Are you? That's a little. That's not stunted. You're fine.
No. Ben Shapiro's stunted.
Yeah, he is gnarled and stunted. That's true.
Isn't he like
Hypothetically speaking, facts don't care, but you're feeling. I don't know what I was saying.
So you guys gotta go. I got homework for you guys. After this is done, go watch Ben Shapiro's Thanksgiving video where he had to cook a turkey, and at me on Twitter about it. I want to hear what y'all think. I think it's probably one of the funniest things I've seen because it shows how little that guy's ever had to cook anything for himself.
She took a gigantic frozen turkey, did not defrost it, and then dipped it in boiling oil.
Wait, is it the?
No, not that one. The one he did this year, he actually did it in the oven, and he actually he was bitching about like the knives being crappy, and he was cutting vegetables, and he's like, "Oh, it's fine. I just need a serrated knife." And it's like, "You've never cooked anything in your whole life."
Amazing.
Wait, is it the truth about Thanksgiving, or is it the Freedom Tunes one?
No, not the Freedom Tunes one.
No, it's literally Ben Shapiro cooks a turkey.
Wait,
but don't worry about it. It's homework anyways. I don't want to tie up valuable stream time.
So it looks like appreciating Bizarro Mexican Santa Claus is less a bad movie, more of an odd gem for low budget.
Wait, did it come out 2 weeks ago?
The first kid's wish is for an hour of absolute power, which he uses to make police cards and fire trucks from a big pie fight. Because who wouldn't use Omni? I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't get this. It's kind of it's confusing.
Oh, apparently the tree is enchanted and it will grant you any wish. So in typical fashion, the kids start wishing for things that are stupid, and then stupidity results.
The Christmas that almost wasn't. Meat old millionaire Phineas T. Prune. Sounds like buys the North Pole so he can foreclose on Santa Claus to cancel Christmas. This is one of those stories where the underlying premise is no Christmas equals no Christmas presents equals no Christmas. Yeah, no, I know exactly what that means. No Christmas. It's like Christmas is canceled. It's like no. There's a Santa Claus in one part says we've got a date with children.
Wow.
No. What the actual crap?
One Magic Christmas.
Who focus group tested that, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I think we're not gonna. I think there's not gonna be necessarily a narrative problem or like a image problem or like a."
Well, it said that was 1965.
Guys, it was focus group by the Epstein group. You're fine.
Ben Shapiro's wearing
And
makeup.
that's why I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. Tip your waitresses.
Oh, no. I clicked your link. I haven't gotten to the turkey, but Ben Shapiro is wearing makeup. Like, you can tell.
I mean, yeah, most
Doing
people
the gold
do.
camera, dude. Like, oh my god,
No, I
they're
mean,
in
most people
makeup.
do when making videos or looking professionally.
Nah. You can make fun of Ben Shapiro for wearing makeup. You know, it's not the Judeo-Christian traditionally masculine thing.
Judeo-Christian.
Oh, destroyed.
The thing is, when they're trying to for stuff that's televised, especially.
Okay, so next. Okay.
Supposed to wear makeup
Get back on
because
topic.
of
So
how.
we have One Magic Christmas, One American News, One Magic Christmas. Precedent for Christmas stories going bleak, whether it's the horrors witnessed by Ebenezer Scrooge, George Bailey yelling at his family. But this Disney movie gets dark before the ending. Textbook example of how not to do a tonal shift in a holiday movie. Any movie where Harry Dean Stanton plays a legal guardian angel is clearly planning to take you to some uncomfortable places. But the underlying message seems to be that if you don't believe in Santa Claus, like Mary Steenburgen's harried housewife and mother, everything you love will be killed horribly on Christmas Eve or something like that.
Wait,
So,
what?
Wow. Me.
Wow,
Good,
sounds
your campus will take you away from your father and mother.
Santa Claus the movie 1980. Oh, we already kind of.
Oh my gosh! It says look for. This is how they
It's
end it.
back.
Go back up slightly.
After ranking in the Bucks for late 70s Superman franchise, producers, blah, 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 another universally beloved figure, the power of flight, jolly old St. Nick. Once we get past the origin story of how a kindly 14th century woodcutter winds up living in the North Pole, the movie detours and spends a great time with the clumsy elf played by Dudley Moore in his decision to run away to New York City, where he falls. Is this Elf? Where he falls in love with a greedy toy manufacturer. Oh, where he falls in. I was like, is this a gay movie in the 80s? No. Where he falls in with the greedy toy manufacturer, John Lithgow, giving what may be one terrible performance and an otherwise distinguished career. Throw in a streetwise urchin and some eye-assaulting polka dot outfits on the elves, and you've got a humbuggy holiday sticker.
Also, apparently, McDonald's product placement.
The Christmas shoes. Fuck yeah, Christmas shoes.
Okay. Tell us about the Christmas shoes.
I don't even remember. I have like a fever dream about the Christmas shoes from when I was watching like 2014 atheism videos. Like I just have the image of fucking whatever that like statutory rapist in the thumbnail is, just talking about shoes or whatever. It's fucking like
who?
That guy, Rob Lowe, the statutory rapist. Yeah.
Let's read the
wow.
Let's read the description. Based on the most cringe-inducing songs ever recorded, no surprise that this made-for-TV movie is hard to stomach in its own right. As comedian Patton Oswalt so accurately sums it up, this is a story about God killing a woman, so a grumpy man can rekindle his Christmas spirit. Inflating the ditty's simple take for 2 hours on television, however, requires a gargantuan lattice of coincidence, mostly woven around Rob Lowe as an emotionally attached family man, and Kimberly Williams Paisley as a choir director whose days are numbered. When a movie has to play the mommy dying at Christmas card, looking at your stepmom is a total sign of desperation.
Look for a kindly shopkeeper who, in this movie's universe, may be the supreme deity.
Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure Rob Lowe directed it. Can we fact check that right now? I'm pretty sure Rob Lowe also directed that movie.
Let's see.
I'll just look at that. I'm at a computer. I'm asking you to fact check.
Also, another thing is, in terms of bad Christmas
Directed by, it doesn't say. Wait. Directed by Andy Volk.
Okay. I thought he directed it for some reason.
No. The Nutcracker in 3D.
Oh, that's appeared again.
No, this is a different one, I think. This is 2013.
Wait, they actually did.
Or is that the same one?
No.
They actually made the same horror movie. I struggle.
One said 2010. This one says 2013.
There can't be 20% Nutcracker 3D movies.
No, it's the same one, but for some reason, like the movie looks like it's so obscure. It's so obscure they can't tell what year it was made. They can't decide.
Man, or it's like creating a rift in the space-time continuum. It's so bad.
Einstein created that lift, as he is in the picture.
This is nuts, dude. Literally, the Nutcracker is less popular than a story about trailer trash going to Harvard. I imagine that would be far less appreciated by critics than a story about a Nutcracker coming to life.
But keep in mind the time period. This is like peak the 3D getting very annoying. So
honestly, remember when everything had to be 3D?
Yeah.
I
remember.
Spy Kids 3D is a good example.
That was a good movie. That movie was base.
Because this is one of
Honestly,
the
I like the Spy Kids movies except for the fourth one.
I never bothered seeing the fourth Spy Kids movie. It looked cringe.
Yeah,
I kind of outgrew those movies by that point. Anyway, so
Too many
first
Spy Kids
credit,
references for one live stream.
the first credit in this movie is in for movie studios for a bank, which reveals that the film probably only got made for some complicated deal involving frozen assets for money laundering.
Yikes!
Would be only a fat paycheck to get this many talented people involved in an enterprise so soul crushing. Director Russian guy. Gave us an updating on the classic ballet, includes hip hop orchestrations of Tchaikovsky's cringe, toy destroying rats, and stuff about Nazi-esque uniforms, and Nathan Lane camping it up as Albert Einstein. This isn't just one of the lousiest Christmas movies ever made, but it's one of the singularly worst films of all time. It's not even in a fun way.
Ouch.
Number one.
John Turturro in Andy Francis de la Torre stating their dignity as goose-stepping leaders of the
Number
rats.
one. Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Oh fuck! If we're gonna watch anything at a later date, we have to watch. We have to watch this one. Fuck me.
Sister's annual Christmas party is about to be ruined by Christian, his brother-in-law, and Kirk realizes he has to show Christian how important Christ is to the holiday season.
I wonder if Christian is a Christian. No, basically the premise is that his brother-in-law. So Kirk Cameron, we know he's like very Christian, but the whole premise is I've seen parts of it. But so Kirk Cameron's brother-in-law Christian is like more Christian than Kirk Cameron, and he's like so Christian that he does not like to. He thinks Christmas is like degenerate and is like dishonoring Christ. So he's like one of those people.
No, he's. Right. I think I've seen it. I think he's like an atheisty type, or like he hates God, but he uses like. Well,
no, that's not. No, you're confusing that with God's Not Dead.
No, I'm pretty sure the brother they get like discount Mark Maron.
I had a question. What do y'all think about Kevin Sorbo?
God's Not Dead. No, okay. So back in college, my late best friend and I, rest his soul. Today's actually his birthday.
Happy birthday, friend.
Happy birthday, dead best friend. Anyway, so he and I used to make these mixed drinks, and we named them after actors from the 80s that nobody remembers. So we had one of them. One of the drinks we had was the Dean Cain, which was it was Seagram's Lime Ginger Ale mixed with Lipton Peach Iced Tea, and then we had the Kevin Sorbo, and the Kevin Sorbo was regular Seagram's gin mixed with Lipton Lemon Iced Tea. It's actually pretty good for bad college mixed drinks.
You know what? Someone once described to me in the world of mixed drinks. As just a brief anecdote, that they made this preposterous accusation or assertion of truth that Mountain Dew was created as a mixer for bourbon, and so I had to look it up. There is some credence to that.
Oh.
Wait, if that's true, why would it have caffeine? Because caffeine and alcohol do not mix.
Says anyone who's ever done a Jaeger bomb.
Do I have a Four Loko to sell you, my friend?
Four Loko, man.
In general, I'm sensitive to caffeine. So
Irish coffee, even. But I've tried it, and it's better by a lot.
Ray, one of the people in our chat is wondering if he could join your Discord.
Who is it?
Aristocratic Owl.
Okay, the aristocrat.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Send me like a DM on Twitter or whatever, and like ask for a request, and then I guess maybe we can like see if they'll vote you in. I don't know.
Until I have
Discord, DM me.
I have a cage match lined up with that guy. We got to fight still.
Why, you an aristocrat?
Yeah.
Why? No. Why? Did you guys get in an argument last time? It was something because he was going.
Right?
Yeah, he's the monarchist. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna fight him. He sounded like he had weak wrists.
Oof. Yeah, but so okay, what is the worst Christmas movie you guys have ever seen that's not.
I don't watch Christmas movies, man. I don't watch movies though. Movies are dumb. Just watch
anything produced by
Honestly, I
Hallmark.
don't watch many Christmas movies.
Oh no! Christmas Prince, 1 through 3.
Was that Barbie or something?
No, it's this girl, like, she fucking marries the prince of like Yugoslav or whatever, some fade up European country.
Kabugistan.
Yeah, Kabugistan. Yeah, exactly.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't think I've ever seen it, but it seems like something that would have been advertised.
Open up that, dude. You have open up Netflix. Like, just type in Christmas and Prince, and you get like 12 movies. It's like this whole subgenre of Christmas royalty films.
Wow.
Is it like British or something?
No, just like women fantasizing about marrying a prince or becoming the Christmas princess. Like, it's
hey, doesn't everybody? Don't people? I mean, don't people like fantasize about like, marrying princes or princesses or whatever?
Yeah, but in the context of Christmas, it's very specific. This is a very specific thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ever since I was young, I mean, I don't mean this in a creepy way, but ever since I was young, I always liked Disney princesses. I thought they were pretty based.
That's creepy.
Just since you were young, or still?
No. I'm just saying. Like, I like Disney movies.
I know you do.
Let's be real. Okay, yeah, I'll give you Mulan. Mulan is based as fuck.
But however, I would argue that the remake.
Nobody saw. Oh shit! I think we've talked about it on the Political Pigpen before. But can we talk about how they
Young and all, and
about how the Mulan live action remake, how they completely fucked up with that, and about how they filmed it near the Uyghur concentration camp, and they think the guards from the CCP.
There were some mistakes in the movie, but like overall, like they could have done worse. Like, I mean,
we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the optics.
Oh yeah. I mean,
we're talking about the optics. I think
the US was so pissed off that some of the filming was done in like Uyghur Autonomous Region, right? And I was just like, really? Because like, I don't know, you can do like filming anywhere in the United States, and that's like pretty politically weird as well. So
not real. I think one thing is more politically weird than the other. Like, that's basically like, hey, late 1930s. Hey, let's go film a movie about Otto von Bismarck. Hey, or let's film a movie about the Teutonic Knights and their conquest of Poland. Oh yeah, we'll film it 10 minutes away from Auschwitz.
Well, I mean, it only comes across that way, like, if the person is already like fully invested into the accusations that are being levied against the particular people in question. Like, I mean, for example, like, if people are like living next to Adrian Zenz and believe that like the CPC is rubbing its hands together and going wah ha ha ha.
I mean, they are, but they probably are. Come on, okay. We know you love the CCP, Ray. Come on, we know you shill. We know you're a communist shill. But you got to admit, there is something really, really, really low.
I don't know. To me, it just looks like. I mean, to me, it just looks like the next extension of the global war on terror that we've been in since 2001. It's just that now it's being done by like another group of people. So suddenly, the United States is like, well, actually, we've just discovered that we for some reason actually love Islamic fundamentalists in Xinjiang and Afghanistan, right? So to me, it's totally weird. Like, I mean, it strikes me as completely bizarre that this is the thing that they've decided that is upsetting to them about China. I mean, China does a lot of things which are actually upsetting. But like, I don't know.
It's not like, I've never heard
insulting our intelligence that they've chosen Xinjiang as the reason to.
I might just be like, because I don't pay attention to like a lot of mainstream politics, but every time I hear people talking about like that shit going on in China, it's like fucking Zoomers on TikTok, right? So I don't know. It's not people who were. This is mostly people who are.
When are they gonna ban? When are they gonna ban TikTok? I can't wait till all the Zoomers cry.
I think they lost out on that one. Like, the courts didn't want to do. I think the courts didn't want to do it or something.
Oh, thank Christ.
No, that would have been so funny just watching the Zoomers lose their shit.
I mean, Oracle bought it. I think Oracle owns it right now or something.
Oracle was in talks, but let's not get started on massive international protectoralism, paternalistic tariffs. Oh God, it's making.
Also, the other thing that I found weird about the Mulan complaints and so on was like they're making this weird assumption that the only people that live in Xinjiang autonomous area, the Xinjiang province, basically are that small group of Uyghur.
It wasn't just that. It was also
that's not the case.
It wasn't.
There's a lot of ethnic groups that live there.
It wasn't just that though. It was also that that like the people who were helping them, like their guides, were basically the people who were guarding the concentration camp. That's like if the SS was helping.
Who alleged that? Because again, that sounds like something that someone has pulled out of nowhere.
No. In the credits at the end of Mulan, they thanked them. They put a special thanks in at the very end.
You mean to the XPCC?
Yes.
But I mean, okay, if you're operating in Xinjiang province at all, given that the XPCC is like 75% of that economy, like how do you not interact with the XPCC if you go into Xinjiang?
I mean, still, don't go. I mean, they could have filmed. They could have filmed anywhere else. They could have filmed anywhere else in China.
They could have filmed.
Hey, Politico, let me ping you with a parallel here. Let me see. It's a quasi parallel. It's not perfect, but I just want to see where you're sitting here. So imagine that someone from another country came here to film like someone from the UK came here to film a movie and filmed it on an Indian reservation, and the plot of the film was about fighting for independence.
What?
It's kind of the same thing, but flipped on its head. You got to shove yourself out of your own psyche.
Maybe a little. I mean, we should just get rid of Indian reservations altogether.
Well, that's a different topic. But what I'm trying to get at here is what this chalks up to. I think, while I can see where you're coming from, I think it really just chalks up to an oof. It's like a gaffe.
Yeah, I think it was more. I don't think it was deliberate. I think it was.
I think people. I mean, I don't know. I think like Disney is such a blatantly evil megacorp that anything they do has a tinge of evil in it.
Yeah, it requires intent.
These things are narrated as well. Like if Disney operated in the United States and filmed like what was described just now, a film about, let's say, I don't know, some kind of battle for independence among Native Americans or something like this, but then the US federal government is the people who had to guide them around to like where they need to film on the particular locations, then would they really be called out for, quote, collaborating with the US federal government to film the movie?
Yeah, like if there's a movie about like a Boog movie, and at the end of the Boog movie they have credits, "Thank you to the United States federal government."
I think the ATF would get mad. If they said, "Thank you for the ATF's assistance on our documentary about Ruby Ridge."
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing is, like, at the end of the day, like with these kinds of things, and even documentaries, and this we mentioned this earlier, we were talking about this earlier, and I think it's really important to say, when you create art, if you choose to retain control of that art, you're pissing into the wind. Once you put that out there, that art and the interpretation of that, you can't patent interpretation of art. Once you put it out there, you lose control. You don't get to keep people's opinions under control for your artwork. And I can tell you, I'm sure Mr. Politicrat is painfully aware of that as somebody who runs a stream with lots of differing opinions. You probably get some people in your comment box coming back to you like, you're just a insert opinion categorization of someone on your show, right? And so you go, well, I can't control that, right? I can't will that out of existence, and I certainly can't sue for it. So frankly, I think people just need to put their lazy boy chair back and just with this stuff. I think people are taking much too much, far too seriously. And if there's anything that should be gained out of this Christmas in particular, or this holiday season, whatever words people want to say, and I think some people got this already, this is absolutely the most important year for a holiday season that has been in my lifetime, for introspection, valuing what's important, being around the people that matter, and figuring out the stuff that is useless, just praxis stuff that's like just silliness that is meant to rile us up, and red herrings and things that are just going to sidetrack us from being good and proper human beings and valuing what's important, and just remembering that that's what it is. It's a distraction. It's a distraction built by people to get your attention, which translates to money for them, whether it's war on exactly. Thank you. But
it's getting
like,
late.
Guys, get with your family. Get with this. This is a lot of this stuff is just scariness, and I think there's a lot to be said for having get-togethers like this and talking about stuff and working through it, especially the history of all this, and when people say, "Oh, it's a war on Christmas," well, Christmas came from something else, and they go, "No, it didn't," and then you have this conversation with them about Saturnalia, and they go, "That's just paganism," and you just end up running in circles.
And then you get Saving Christmas by by Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, basically.
Which is what that entire movie's about, I think. I never like I said, my friend and I, we watched like 5 minutes of it, and we're like, this is like not even a movie. This is boring. It's just Kirk Cameron explaining the origins of Christmas, and he's like arguing with his brother-in-law in the car, and it's like, I'm like, when are you guys just gonna? They're in the car in the garage, and I'm like, when are you just gonna turn the key? Come on, I want this to be over.
People go, and that's my thing about them collapsy type people. I respect their opinions, their beliefs, and them preparing for it is probably wise. But I still want to be able to go to grocery stores to get my food. I've become accustomed to life the way it is, and I think so has the vast majority of the world. And I think, while there's a lot to really, really be upset with this year, the fact that we're able to turn out some reasonable facsimile of a vaccine in less than a year is a miracle by modern standards. So whatever people's beliefs are, there are good things to look for, and that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that.
Speaking of shopping, by the way, if people haven't done their shopping yet, they probably should. And additionally, on top of that, try to do it online and try not to do it in like physical person, because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, someone's going to blame you for being a super spreader.
Yeah, exactly. So just do the online versions of everything.
Yeah, I'm making and then properly sterilizing most of the stuff that I'm giving away.
Bro, I need to go out and do my shopping. So
yeah. Like I remember, there's some people I love that got me into like agorism. Not that I'm a huge fan of it, but I really do appreciate some of the tenets. But they said to me, you can make a handle of vanilla extract with vanilla beans and patience and some vodka. And that's, a couple $100 worth of vanilla extract right there. And so if you've got people who are avid bakers, you can actually give them a living starter of vanilla extract that you can add beans to and add vodka to as you try to balance the flavor and just keep it forever.
It's rad. Wow. I love baking. That's rad.
Yeah. But I mean, there's just thinking of things like that, and because you can completely seal those up, right, and you can sanitize the outside and run very, very little risk of transmission and things like that. If you're very worried about that, I have family that's kind of in that at-risk category, so I got to be extra special careful. If you've got ideas like that,
vodka,
anything,
right? I don't think coronavirus can live in vodka.
Well, the outside of the jar, right? So just don't sneeze on it, right?
Don't lick it.
Yeah, don't lick it.
Don't suck on it either.
If there's a Christmas lesson to be learned here, it's don't lick it.
One last thing I have for you guys as well, which I think is an interesting question. I don't know how close we are to the end or not the end, depending.
It's gonna try to go another till 2:30.
Okay, no, okay, so we're within appropriate time then. So I won't try to take up too much on it. But what do you three think of the idea of gifting your family members with Bitcoin?
I mean, so like as a stable currency or as like an investment?
No, not as a stable currency, because it's not. But I mean, as like an investment, given the situation.
I stopped following crypto a while ago. I don't know how it's trending right now. Last time I was into crypto was like months ago. It was like Ethereum was the thing or whatever.
Basically, analysts are claiming that as of like 2 days ago, they're claiming that Bitcoin has a capacity to double by February. Quote unquote, massive air quotes around this. And the reason they're saying this is because there are people who are invested in Bitcoin who subjectively believe, and by subjectively believe, I mean this may not be true, but they believe it, that the Fed is going to be, quote, creating large quantities of what and pushing it into the economy, and that they're going to try to, I don't know, be more in Bitcoin as a way to hedge against this.
Well, so I have seen.
Is it exploitable?
This is my libertarian side. I've seen a lot of money supply graphs. Like our liquidity rate is through the fucking roof right now. So investing in but honestly, if you think that the Fed is going, if you think that the dollar is not going to be stable, then you should be buying gold. It's kind of boomer advice, but
yeah, I mean that would be my usual instinct as well. That why would you do that when there's gold, right?
Exactly.
Get rich quick. And the thing is my opinion is not nearly so nuanced or elegant as your guys's, but the people I know who have made reasonable and successful lives of themselves and retired with dignity didn't need it in the past. They needed other things, and the search for those other things is what makes life good. And so being able to being involved in cryptocurrency, which is, I mean, it's the grapefruit diet of money.
Yeah.
I would, man, that was a good analogy. Retrospectively, I liked that one. That one sizzled. The nature of gifting Bitcoin requires to be able to make good decisions with Bitcoin. You cannot be a layman. So
Exactly.
it doesn't make a good gift for grandma. But doing something that could help them with something that they're currently dealing with more actively, even if it is something like silver or gold, I don't even like the point of buying silver or gold is to change your money into silver or gold, not to just get gold from people. I don't exactly know how that all is supposed to work. But I think it's just a matter of time until the crypto stuff becomes I mean, it already is borderline irrelevant. I mean, people making money left and right becoming crypto bros, but new money is money easily lost. So
yeah. So I mean, we may be in some broad agreement on that, which is that the people who are running around right now saying that, oh, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine over the holidays because crypto is a solution. That's overly simplistic and probably not accurate.
But on that note, just wanted to move on real quick just to cover this before we end up going. Did anybody see this video that went viral recently?
Man, that hurt my soul. I just got into Nerf too. It kills.
You don't know. What? No guns. Nerf guns. No, not even a Nerf gun.
Man,
Nope.
just
If
let
your
the
dad
kid.
wants to get it for you, that's fine, but I can't bring it to you. But what else would you like? Lots of other toys. There's Legos, there's bicycles, there's cars and trucks.
Oh,
What do you think?
it hurts.
What do you think?
Should have just said you'll shoot your eye out.
Okay, your dad.
Wow.
Oh, you're fired. You're fired.
He did get fired.
So cringe. Ouch. His job is to sell toys.
Imagine dunking on the kid and wow, just like, oh, wow.
You don't punch down, Santa. You got to learn that. You don't punch down. Gripe up, not down. That just killed me.
I'm assuming that toy companies were not happy.
No. Hasbro was like, "What the f, man?" No, I just got into Nerf too. So seeing this, I was looking at like Nerf videos because like actually working with these pressure systems to make stuff fly farther and faster is fun. And watching that kid get absolutely laid out by a mall Santa. Oh my god.
A toy truck, get him off my lap, who's with the kids? Bye, Billy,
Oh, I hate the smell of tapioca.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
9 o'clock. Great Scott, the store is going to close.
Hold on.
Santa can't wait all night. Let's go! Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho. Then what's your name, little boy?
Hey, kid, hurry up. The store's closing.
Come on.
Listen, we've got a lot of people waiting here, so get going.
What do you want for Christmas, little boy?
My mind had gone blank. Frantically, I tried to remember what it was I wanted. I was blowing it.
Come on, kid. How about a nice football?
Football? What's a football? Without conscious will, my voice squeaked out,
Football. Okay, get him out of here.
a football? Oh no! What was I doing? Wake up, stupid! Wake up! No!
shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
And Santa's boot on your neck. Look at that.
That's kind of, I don't know. That just kind of reminded me like a. I don't know. It's not as sad as the. No, but seriously, but that kid at the Nerf gun kid, that was actually pretty sad. Like,
Yeah.
so like who would say that? Like, who would just randomly go up and be like, I understand there are people who are like irrationally anti-gun.
Also, let me fully understand the sort of the way that it works there, right? So when the kid asks the Santa, I mean in the real life one, when the kid asks the Santa for the gift that he wants, do they actually get that gift, or is it kind of like the ritualistic thing where the parents are supposed to know that and then deal with it later?
The parents know that and get with it. Later.
Also, I mean, they didn't even have to lecture him. It's not like the Santa had to make a decision between giving it to the kid or not giving it to him. He could have just said yeah, and then the parents could have sorted it out.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yep. That was just someone spewing rhetoric.
That's really, I mean, that makes it actually even worse than what it actually was in the first place. Because on the one hand, I could understand why people would be mad because the Santa is withholding gifts, but he's paid to actually give them out. But then it's even worse if he's not even actually giving out the gifts, but he's still lecturing the kid.
It's just a ritualistic
thing. No, dude. Step further. He's not lecturing the kid. He's lecturing
the parents by proxy.
Yep.
He's pretending. He's pretending to be the real Santa too, which makes it even worse.
And then the kid starts crying. No. It's actually even worse than what I thought it was at the beginning. Yeah, they should not be doing that.
No.
Apparently, he got fired for that.
Oh yeah, no, I would too. Your job is
it's a fucking Nerf gun. Like like I said, I know there's people who are like super anti-gun. It's like okay, but I mean, I already think that's kind of crazy. But then to go a step further and be like Nerf guns too.
I mean, it's a toy, right? I mean,
yes.
it shoots styrofoam bullets that bounce off people. It's funny. I don't get how they can be upset with that.
Exactly.
They could argue that it's desensitizing people to firearms, and you know that's their
but that's not true. It's not though. Like studies have been done. Like not even paintball does that.
The science only matters when the science agrees with the person speaking. Let's be real.
No, that's why honestly I'm at the point where using empirical statistics and arguments isn't worth it. That's why I'm kind of leaning more towards don't argue on the basis of empiricism, argue do more rational. Like I feel like arguments are much better if they're done based upon like a more rationalistic ethos.
There's actually a really good opinion from somebody that I find to be very valuable on this subject. I can't speak highly enough of him. Peter Boghossian's book on how to have impossible conversations talks about the importance of when you're arguing with people, you shouldn't argue. Instead, you should try and make it about understanding where they come from and hoping that they can do the same for you. And that's the way that opinions change, is through epistemological analysis, right? So instead of me going, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid," you go, "Why does that excite you?" Right? Why is that what you want? Right? And they talk about it, and then you can ask questions, maybe questions that kind of question the foundation of that opinion. But the end desire of a conversation should be that you know more about that person's reasoning, because the whole reason you're talking to them is because you want to understand them better.
Man, I really try to do that, but like some people just really annoy me, and I can't take them seriously in a discussion. Yeah.
This all works great in theory, but the book also goes into a bunch of other crazy stuff. Like he talks about altar casting, which is just a gnarly trick you can do. You ever told someone, you know what, you're a sane and rational person who really, really loves a clean, like living in a clean room, right? So you would want to clean your room if that's the kind of person you
clean your room, bucko.
Like you cast the person as someone who already agrees with what you're trying to present them, and it's like this hack that's just so gnarly.
Sorry.
Oh, cringe song.
I think the other thing that the Santa character, I think the other thing the Santa character didn't understand as well was that when they're dealing with child psychology, the reason that the kid is going to burst out crying in that case is because I think when the child is sitting on that weird chair that you would dress Santa from in order to request a gift or whatever, right? for like a kid who's like, I don't know, 8 years old or 9 years old or something, that's like the biggest event of their year, right? So the entire universe is watching them, right? And then to be getting like, I don't know, pwned and lectured by Santa, that's going to be pretty bad. That's going to like hurt a lot for them, I think.
Kid is going to get just dunked on for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and then it's on video. I mean, he's going to get like dunked on for the rest of his life by his peers because they're going to be like, remember that time when you asked for a Nerf gun and then Santa like owned you? Like, it's going to be horrible, right?
Honestly, in like, okay, if that was me many years ago, I'd probably be like joking about that now.
Wait, are you guys talking? I had to step away for a second. Are you guys talking about A Christmas Story?
No, you're talking about a kid who got.
We're talking about the activist Santa.
Oh, okay.
Santa Claus when he wanted.
Wait, did you not? Were you not here for that? When you
No,
watched that video?
I had to step away. So like the Santa said, no, like no, kid, you'll shoot your eye out essentially with a like.
No, not even that, because that would have been more tactful. The activist Santa instead launched into an actual anti-gun rant at the kid who was on the spot, and then the kid bursts out crying, and then everyone has to like comfort the kid, and then the Santa gets fired.
I mean, yeah, you're Santa. You're not like fucking. Oh my god! Wow. Yeah.
That's the worst.
It was truly horrific. I couldn't believe it.
You know, on the subject of Christmas related videos, I do have an honorable mention for worst Christmas movie ever made. Have you guys seen Babes in Toyland with Keanu Reeves?
No, not with Keanu Reeves, but I saw the original one from the '60s, March of the Wooden Soldiers. Does everyone remember that?
Oh no, I don't.
It's a classic. It's a March of the Wooden Soldiers. It's such a weird movie, but
the Broadway musical sequence about was it Cleveland? No, it wasn't Cleveland. It was what's the city they were from? Cincinnati. They sang a song about how the boys and girls of Cincinnati are the best boys and girls in the country.
That reminds me of the there was a Sesame Street Christmas special where Elmo wished it was Christmas every day. And Big Bird was best friends with Snuffleupagus, who's like the mammoth. And Snuffleupagus, this line has always stuck with me. Snuffleupagus was like, "Oh, Bird, I can't spend Christmas with you. I gotta go spend Christmas with my granny in Cincinnati." It was like so fucking random. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, my wife, my newly married wife from earlier this year in September, she said she wanted to watch that because apparently it was like her childhood Christmas movie, and I didn't want to like talk shit to her about it, but it was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah, no, that one I think is another kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of one, but it's just not science fiction-y enough. It's just bad.
Okay. Keanu Reeves, really?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, and he plays Keanu Reeves. He's the same Keanu, like he's a Bill and Ted type Keanu Reeves character. Like we gotta go save her, man.
Yeah, we gotta go. So gotta go. Yeah, excellent. Excellent.
All right. We've got a city to burn.
Yeah, I can't really do a good Bill and Ted. but yeah, speaking of Keanu Reeves, John Wick, those are actually pretty good movies.
Were any of them Christmas time? I feel like they might have been.
One of them might have been.
At least maybe part of it was. No, I'm still a fan of celebrating Christmas by kicking Hans Gruber off the top of Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think we should. Does everyone think we should get going?
I imagine that's probably fine.
Yeah. You can play 80s Christmas music in the background. Yeah. Okay. So anyone have any final thoughts?
I kind of dropped that bomb earlier.
Merry Saturnalia. You know, happy Roman Saturn Day or whatever.
Wasn't this just a Festivus stream because we kind of just aired grievances?
Oh, of course, but there was no feat. But there were no feats of strength.
Oh,
no,
well,
we can do Festivus next year.
Okay.
Will you bring the poll, Politicrat? Where will the poll go?
The poll? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Festivus stream the week after Christmas. We could always do that.
Yes, and it should be required that we air grievances. Just bring a list of just ridiculous grievances.
So yeah, no. So I guess that'll be my my live stream tradition. I'll do a Saturnalia stream on December 17th, and then on like the 27th or something, I'll do Festivus.
I'm planning on airing grievances in my show coming up. So if anyone who is still listening or anyone who catches this at any point in time, you can see my my handle by my face. Send me a grievance. If it's good, I'll put it in there.
Are you going to be having people on that episode?
Nope, it'll be just me. I'm not having so many people on anymore as much. I come on shows with folks like you guys whenever you ask, and I will pretty much always say yes in the nature of my good buddy crowdfunded government. His theory is just
wherever he is,
wherever he is.
Wherever he is. So does everybody have any Christmas holiday whatever messages to say? I'm up. Let's start with you. What do you have to say?
I already said mine.
Oh, crowdfunded or Boston, whoever you are.
In the words of two of the wisest people I've met, be excellent to each other.
Excellent. Of course. All right, and Ray Murisami, any final Christmas thoughts or whatever?
I guess I'll just play into the stream title and be like, remember Saturnalia, and remember that like all of the different traditions. So I'm playing into what you're saying here, but remember that all of the different traditions, all of them recognize a holiday around this time of year, and so there is no war on Christmas. There's just everyone doing it differently.
That's a good way to end it.
I'll drink to that.
Yes, I don't have any. My whiskey's downstairs, and I never even ended up having any. I thought I would need it for this stream, but I guess I didn't need whiskey for this stream, which is interesting. So yeah, well, everybody who listened, thank you for listening to the first ever Saturnalia stream. Next, coming up, we're going to have a political pig pen, I think, on the 21st. That's going to be our next live stream. Then we're going to be the rest of the lineup we'll be doing a Festivus one out on the 27th, which will be going through the entire, airing of grievances, feats of strength, blah, 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 blah. And then we're going to be having a New Year's Eve stream on New Year's Eve. And so that's the lineup for the rest of the year so far. So you have 3 to look forward to coming up. Anyway, thank you for listening, and thank you all for coming on here.
Anytime, Politicrat, you call.
All right, see you guys.
No problem.